Already people here.
38.
What's up? Just 'cause I'm bored, X. That's nice to know. Welcome to the apocalypse. Shalom. Goza, shalom, brother. Can you make those lights not that bright and or get me a hat? Mad Cal, shalom, brother. There we go.
Got the ambiance.
Chasing life, shalom. Badger, shalom. Troy, Major, JJ, Mama Tried, McCarty, Aaron, Darkfire, Lucky Luciano, Big Hemp, Jim Survival, Stormtrooper, shalom, brother. Not one more inch. Miguel Ramirez, Mike, New England Lyle, Camilo Diaz. How is everybody? Deus Benedictus, nice. 174 people. Y'all are crazy. Remember when we used to sit here for 15 minutes being like, let's get up to 100 and then we'll talk.
Right.
Beverage of choice tonight. Great question. John Deere's White Label. Got about that much left. But luckily for me, your vibe attracts your tribe. So a large portion of the people who come on mission gift me bottles of whiskey. So I'm probably not going to run out anytime soon. So.
And mine's water.
And yours is water.
With a drop of lemon oil.
Okie shalom, brother. Debbie Gallagher. Yeah, that lemon oil, it'll get you. It'll get you.
Wow.
Christopher Phelps, shalom, brother. Damn it, Phelps, paint those walls. Irish car bombs here. I like Irish car bombs. It's just, they're so tasty that after a half a dozen of them in 12 minutes, problems happen. Southern Afterlife,
did we post
shalom.
The wine in the bottle video?
The what?
That me drinking.
That posted this morning on Patreon. Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't today. No. No, I'm recovering from the flu. The actual flu, not the...
Rob is
Chinese
drinking whiskey.
flu.
Shalom, brother Rob. Sister Cassie. Roger Rabbit Hole. Shalom, brother. I got stuck with 2 fingers. Tony John. Shalom, brother. Puka. Shalom, sister. Jim Crone. Welcome. Thank you for being here. NWA. Shalom, brother. Carrie's drinking water. That's always a good idea. Hydrate, Carrie. Hydrate. Midnight water. Thank you. Not the woo flu. No, not the woo flu. Are we screwed, Bear? Currently, no. I think everybody within the sound of my voice can make it a couple of weeks. However, I think this thing is going to go longer than a couple of weeks. I think that liquor stores closed indefinitely in Pennsylvania. Well, that should be, you know what? Forget it. Ram Clan. Shut up, Yankee. First class.
That's why you should have a brew kit in your kitchen drawer.
Not only that, it's also why Ram Clan should be quiet and or come hang out with us. I love you, Ram Clan. Just saying. When you need trees knocked down for a garden, call Bear Clan. We got you. Hi, Stuart. Florida Gentleman's Jack. Nice. Tim Pack. Shalom. Yeah, months and months and months. I think that it's easily going to be June, July, August. Received my raffle ticket. That's awesome. Yeah, things are getting a little interesting out there. So, I'm hearing a lot about domestic travel ban being enforced in the next however long. Carrie, bless you. Hunter Seeker, Mrs. Hunter Seeker, shalom. And I will be absolutely clear on this. I do not know this firsthand. Everything I have heard is scuttlebutt, but I've been hearing a lot of scuttlebutt, and I don't know if the dog is wagging the tail or if the tail is wagging the dog on this. But I've been hearing from, let me not exaggerate, 3 to 4 independent sources per hour that by Thursday, Mr. Brees, shalom. By Thursday, we will have a domestic travel ban. I've been hearing a lot about the National Guard liaising with governors, as is their wont, to enact such a thing, and that priority being given to long-haul truck drivers, OTR truck drivers, to move food around the country. And my primary concern at this point is that, other than idiots behaving badly, guns and diesel, shalom, other than people behaving badly, is that the government says that food security is a national security, loco American shalom brother, that food security is a national security issue, and then just starts throwing their authority around all over the place. Executive actions happen, national state of emergency is declared, and then it just spirals out of control from there. So I don't know about drivers. What I've been hearing about, and again, this is just what I've been hearing. I do not know any of this. What I've been hearing is that drivers are desperately needed. Trucks are desperately needed. In Texas, they've made some temporary concessions that it doesn't matter what kind of vehicle you have. If you're delivering food, you're good to go. Earl's daughter, shalom, sister. Yeah, Metro Magi. I like that. That's awesome. Now, I was out in the world a little bit today, and since Thursday of last week, I have been, posse comment, exactly. Since Thursday of last week, I've been in town, pick a town, but town, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So 6 days in a row. And the vibe just keeps getting more and more and more dire. And people are afraid. And I don't like the fact that people are afraid. Alex Giles, ribeyes and whiskey, best apocalypsing. Yeah, amen, right? Bring me some sheep so that I can eat them. We had chicken and fried steak and green bean casserole and macaroni and cheese and scotch for dinner. So it's pretty rough around here.
I was young. That was the first real food I've eaten in a week.
So, Mark Chase, shalom, brother. All right, so find good sheep first. So anyway, yes, Puka, we are sheltering in place.
Yeah. Oklahoma did a mandatory closing of all schools. And I think, honestly, like, if your state hasn't done it yet, they're going to.
It's just a matter of time.
Right. If your state hasn't closed restaurants and fast food joints and allowed only drive-through or delivery service, they're going to. If your shelves aren't completely bare at your Walmart,
They're gonna be.
they're gonna be. So kind of all these things that are happening in other states.
Coming to your town soon.
Exactly.
I mean, or your city or your country. I've been
Right.
getting, it has been such a crazy day because Tuesday and Wednesday I do client calls and all of my clients are preppers. So, talking a handful of people off the ledge and, and just hearing from so many people, in addition to talking to people and counseling with them and giving pointed advice, hearing what's going on around the country and other places and in North America. I mean, I'm getting pictures from all over the place and a lot of bare shelves. And it seems like in places like Walmart, they are restocking, but they're not restocking fast enough and they don't have all the things that people need.
Yeah.
They're restocking. I'll tell you what, honestly, and this may be a good sign, I'm seeing lots of Oreos everywhere. Not so much bread and milk, but Oreos are good to go. And so
Stack up on the Oreos.
if you want to gain weight in the apocalypse,
Yeah.
you can do it, man.
Oreo run.
It's like, hey guys, we gotta kit up and go get some more Oreos. All right, let's roll. I would brave the zombies for you and Oreos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Scott Brooks, shalom, brother. Stack Oreos. Yeah, Anthony Aiello, I saw that. And shalom, brother. You were talking about that earlier. Amazon? Go ahead. You take that one. Tell them what you heard.
Well, I think it was a thing that Renee posted that ended up getting pulled off of Facebook as spam.
Is Renee on here?
Yeah.
Hey, Renee, I'm sorry that I texted you 46 times today with expenditures. Love you, sister. Haven't heard back from you at all today. I'm guessing you had a crazy day, too. Shalom.
But anyways, Amazon is stopping
Oreos to the rafters.
fulfillment into...
Guys, that's not what I meant when I said stack it to the rafters. Shaloha, Platinum Empire. Send it.
Into their warehouses. So what they are accepting as goods, basically household groceries and medical supplies. And now anything they have that you place an order for, they're still sending out as of now. But what they are receiving into their warehouses, those 3 items.
Go ahead.
Yeah, those 3 items they are prioritizing.
Do I think this is a cover for something larger? So
Aren't all things that happen?
So first of all, never let a good emergency go to waste, right? I think I want to be absolutely clear with this. Take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know this to be true at all. But I'll just simply tell you that crisis. Thank you, Sleep Dog Patriot. Did you stock up on batteries for your alarm clock, bro? Just checking, because this coming Monday we resume Men's Group Monday because we'll have time.
Yeah.
So be there or be square. Now, I fasted for what essentially amounted to one moderate meal in 4 days last week, asking the Father for a word on what this thing is. And I got 2 words, one of which I've only shared with a handful of people, and it's not relative to this. And you'll just have to trust me that it's not relative to this, at least not yet. The second was not yet. And the connotation was, keep doing what you're doing. I'll let you know when it's game time. Not yet. Now, what I don't know is how much heads up he, the Father, will give me when it's go time. But, I mean, what's it? Amos 3:1, surely the Father does nothing without first telling his prophets. And I'm not saying I'm a prophet, just so that we're clear. I'm not saying that I'm a prophet. What I am saying is I feel like somebody will get a little bit of a heads up when it's go time. And I think a lot of people building up to this point have had convictions that they couldn't quite explain, but they felt the need to stack it to the rafters. They shut up, Yankee. They felt the need to punch Yankee in the mouth a couple times. They dry run, exactly, JR. Double tapping, shalom. Brooks, bless you. And so I don't know. Bear Clan, Okie, get after it, brother. Oh, I love y'all. They must be drinking at Ram Clan. It's fine. At 3 a.m., we will assault their position and take all of their Oreos. Vicky, shalom, sister. West Virginia, bless you. So, anyway, I don't know what this is cover for, but I feel like it's an excellent dry run. But if this is the dry run, what's game time? That's something that I've been wondering about.
Thank you.
And it's all good. I feel like the response exceeds the threat, but I'm also always, double stuff or nothing, brother. No diet Oreos in the tribe. None.
Dad,
Yes.
they made mega stuff
Mega stuffed? Okay.
Yeah.
And?
And,
It's like quadruple the amount of stuff.
Is it?
yeah.
Quad stuffed?
Quad stuff.
Quad stuffed. So, dry run, no lube. Roger. I'm very, very willing to admit that I may not fully understand the threat profile of this virus, and I've been trying to get spun up on that. But it really feels like the potential response exceeds the threat. And then bearing in mind how, when we're worn down chaos, that's a good point. And then bearing in mind, even thus far in the United States, the response here has been a shadow of what it's been elsewhere. Shalom, Canuck. And so for those of us that are preparedness minded and sensitive to tyrannical authority, if we're already getting a little, what's it actually gonna look like? I don't know. But like I posted in the Patreon video yesterday, I said, listen, I feel like I had the same feeling I did when I played football. We were suited up, we've been practicing and practicing and practicing. We know what we're capable of. We got a good team, we're on the field, and we're lined up, and I'm just waiting for that first snap. And it's in that moment right before the play starts. It's that. Had a brother on mission this past weekend who said the last time I felt this way, I was getting off the ramp of a C5 in a foreign country. And I thought that was a great analogy. So that's what I have to 563 folks. Shalom, Puzzleman. Keith, bless you, brother. We will get you replacement Bibles, I promise. Maybe the Father just needed somebody else to have those Bibles more than you, but we're working on your replacement, brother. So, Aaron Moore, I don't know why there aren't any confirmed cases in West Virginia, but I can tell you that I've been to a hospital in West Virginia. Now, the one that I was at in West Virginia was twice the size of my living room, so that might be part of it. Granted, I know that there are big cities in West Virginia, but big cities in West Virginia are moderate cities at best anywhere else as far as size goes. Also, if you think about population density equation, this is one of the things that I talk about all the time here. Population density equation. There's a lot of, it took me one time in West Virginia to go 8 miles. 8 miles as the crow flies took me an hour and 52 minutes because of mountains. So that could be part of it too. But I think I want to be clear on something. Even while I feel like we're standing on the field, I'm standing on the field and I'm suited up and it's time to go. And I'm just waiting for somebody to snap the ball so I can come across that line and kill whoever it is that's holding that ball. Even though I feel that way, none of this is a surprise to the Father. None of it. He's still sovereign over all. And somehow this fits into his divine plan. And so as much as we can get in line with whatever his divine plan is, it's going to go well for us. And the way he's talking to me right now is be near your people, be a help to your people, not just my people here, my people in this area, but my tribe as a whole. Help people. And you know, I met and exchanged numbers with 4 people today in the limited amount of time I was in town, just because I could see. It's like in Matthew 3, when Matthew says that after John baptized Jesus, the Spirit descended on him like a dove. It's like I could see, oh, these people got it. And I just talked to them and said, hey, what are you all doing? What are you up to? 2 of them were law enforcement officers that were off duty. And I could just, we exchanged numbers and made arrangements to stay in contact and share information. So my conviction is to be here, to do what we do, and to try and facilitate for my family, which is my first ministry, and my tribe, and then our community as a whole, right? So, nationwide meltdown over cornholio virus. Media fear porn is profiting the elites for sure. Fear is the devil. We will not give in. Amen, brother. Yes. So, yeah, Aaron, exactly. So there's just not that many people in West Virginia. Sons of Liberty, good to see you, Sons of Liberty. I'll answer that next. There's just not that many people in West Virginia, and it's hard to get an infectious disease when there's not any people to infect you. So, Puka, it's okay. I got this, okay? I know you're concerned. I got this. We have protocols in place, and frankly, I'm not going to share all of the details of that with y'all, because OPSEC is a real thing. And so the particulars of Chris P, Homespun Independent, Shalom, sister.
Hi, Chris.
God,
I just got all honky-tonky.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey there, Chris.
We're talking about Virginia.
Yeah, moonshine does help prevent infection. I try that from the inside out is how I like to apply moonshine. Sons of Liberty, yeah, I hear you, brother. I know your situation, and so getting back to PJ's bug out call on Patreon, Pastor Joe put out a.
But remember, we've been sick all over that couch. So maybe sit in the chair or watch a show back in your room.
Pastor Joe put out a call on Patreon today saying, hey, if you're going to bug out, it's time to bug out, because as I started this broadcast with, there's a strong possibility that domestic travel bans are put in place by Thursday, is what I keep hearing. And so if that's the case, and you got to go somewhere, then you need to go. And I'll be honest with you. We're here, okay? You're okay, Chris. You're okay. It's good to see you. To the extent that we are seeing you, it's good to see you. If you need to go, now's the time to go. I mean, could you get more permission societally to just up and leave right now? I mean, everybody is. It's not like your boss is going to be like, you're fired. Your answer is coronavirus, bro. The whole country is shutting down. Zeth4MT, as far as I know, Shield Bearer's fine. I've been staying up on his content. Mark Chase, I don't know. Perhaps. James Manning, yo. Yeah. And so I think that it's time for you to be where you need to be. I agree. So I don't think it is false panic. And you know, that's something that I've been asking myself repeatedly. Am I acting? Am I reacting? Am I overreacting? Where am I on the spectrum? I think right now I'm acting. So, and I really believe that that time will be short for you to do what you need to do. Now, I may be wrong. I don't feel wrong. Just like I've told you all before, I may be wrong when I say stack food to the rafters. And I'd like to be wrong. I think I've made that statement on camera 100 times. Boy, I'd like to be wrong, but it's looking like right now, good thing I wasn't wrong. Good thing I did say, hey, you should stack food to the rafters, you're gonna need it. And so I'm saying now, if you need to be somewhere else, you should get somewhere else. And that's coming from myriad different sources, including Pastor Joe's Patreon post, Sons of Liberty 1984. So,
Hi,
yeah.
Richard.
Oh, is Brother Richard here? Mm-hmm. Good enough. You're all right.
I know. I told him I'm gonna be coughing and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, she's got the woo on." But no, I'm.
What was Stormtrooper's question? I didn't see it. Self-reliant.
I had the flu last Friday.
Stormtrooper, drop it again. Michael Harris, shalom, brother. Hello, Mickle Townsend. Yeah, SOS. It's the same thing with me, man. It's Jeff Smith, shalom, brother. Oh, Earl's daughter. That's a good point. Emissary, I get that all the time. So when I was created in the lab, they took DNA from Pastor Joe and DNA from Dolph Lundgren and DNA from Sasquatch and DNA from Tom Selleck, and this is what you
They made
got.
him.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So, you know, I am definitely a Genesis 6'4" abomination. Breezy Hunter, I think there's definitely the potential to. Anthony Karsten, bless you. Mark Chase, that's a good point. So I still don't see Mitch Morris, shalom, brother. No, they tried to get some Chuck Norris DNA into me, but my embryo killed him. And the Chuck Norris that you've known has been his stunt double since you know, the 80s.
Right.
So
Somebody asked about my nuts.
we're on to this again.
Yes. And look, guys. So I sent Nature Ollie the video, and they absolutely loved it. They loved it. So,
Hold on. For those that are brand new to the channel, because we have a ton of new people.
Yeah.
Justice Militia,
Yeah.
shalom. And thank you for calling me cute. You're so wonderful. You should look up the video on my channel. My wife has nuts. It's hysterical. So continue.
but yeah, so they love the video, and there will be more nut videos coming. I will show you more of my nuts in detail.
Almost got scotch up the nose. Do you see them starting martial law? No, not right now. They don't have a precedent to start martial law with yet. And they probably won't. And if they do, the pushback is probably going to be severe. And that's actually something that we should talk about. But yes, before we talk about that, martial law and the pushback, finish your comment about your nuts, honey.
Oh, so like y'all, for reals, if you can't find detergent on the shelf, go order you some Nature Ollie nuts.
Naturally nuts.
Nature Ollie.
Patriot Homestead, bless you.
And get your nut on.
I'm Chardonnay. That's awesome. Sent multiple times. How do we discern people the Father sends versus wolves in sheep's clothing? Okay. Martial law, wolves in sheep's clothing. You have a pen?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no. COVID-19. Martial law.
I gotta get water.
Martial law, wolves. And so, I'll tell you this, man, when it comes to wisdom and discernment from the Father, literally, the way I ask the Father to perform in my life is to make things abundantly clear and undeniable, especially when there's healing or deliverance that's required or provision. I ask him to be so overwhelmingly clear that it couldn't have been anything but. Got it, Lee. Just got your text. I ask him, I literally pray that he would make it so abundantly clear that it couldn't be anything but him. And when that happens, then it's clear. Like, when there's too much coincidence, Apex, Shalom. John Brook, now. When there's too much coincidence, when it's undeniable, right? When too many things line up, then you just trust. You just trust that this is from the Father. I mean, do you know how many people there are in our lives? And also look at the circumstances, right? Because there's so many people in our lives that just from grindstone, deploying with grindstone. We've now in 14 months deployed 9 times in 14 months. And like most of Ram Clan are people from grindstone deployments. So when you know, you know. And like, I'm not generally a trusting person, but when I'm in a circumstance where the Father makes it clear to me that he has sent this person, I trust. And every time I trust, those people deliver, man. I mean, again, getting back to grindstone, the people that show up on grindstone, the vast majority of them are just total badasses. Just total badasses. And then when they're like, hey, I want to move here, but not because you're here. And frankly, they're not actually moving near me. They're moving into the region, which is even more confirmation because it should not be about me, right? The goat is performing acrobatics on the front porch. This moron. And so, wisdom and discernment and wolves in sheep's clothing. If there's a check in your spirit, it's there for a reason. I would ask the Father why. And I would also look at the circumstances with which the Father brings somebody into your life. And I just know. I just know, man. When I see somebody, I just know. And when I'm at peace with that person, it's good to go, right? And now, flip side of that, Jefferson Martial Arts. It goes, brother. The Beard Bruin, shalom. Now, I'll say this too. Mongoose, shalom. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure. And generally, anybody that I've been unsure of, it's not worked out. But my wife a lot of times will be like, no. I'm like, copy. So, mongoose sooner, ASAP. So, ask your wife, get an outside perspective. Hey, what do you think about these people?
Yeah. Yeah, listen to me.
Yeah, listen to her. Ask my wife. I don't know, call my wife and ask her. So,
all I need is a little bit.
No, you know what? Terry Testosterone. My name is Terry Testosterone. I like that. Terry, it's not, and this is from John Mosby, nom de plume John Mosby, and I like it. It's not who'd you die for, because dying's relatively easy. It's who would you spend the rest of your life in prison for. Those are your people. Overall living, shalom, brother. Listen to any woman that has nuts. Amen, Jeff. Okay, and so next, do I think martial law will happen? Right now, they don't have the precedence for martial law to happen. If it does happen, I believe the pushback is going to be severe. Severe. I'm at the gate, bro. Open up. Honk 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh, my darling. Bop, bop, bop means I'll meet you in the hallway. Bop, bop means you ain't gonna show. So I think a state of emergency, a national state of emergency, gives them the authority to enact all kinds of things, including a travel ban and martial law light. I think martial law actual is not gonna fly. It's just not gonna fly. I don't see that happening. If it does, I think the pushback is going to be severe. Biddy boom, biddy boo, shalom.
Biddy boom.
Biddy boom. So, James, sorry, don't know you. LP. Shalom. LP. Yeah, Analog Man, not only am I not taking the vaccine because of nanobots, I'm not taking the vaccine because it's got swine in it. Well, I'm guessing because most vaccines do, because it's got swine in it, and it's got cultures of fetal tissues from healthy aborted babies, and I'm good. And the Father tells us to be set apart, and so I'm going to be set apart from that vaccine, whatever that vaccine is. I'm not putting that in my blood. So, yeah, I'm good. Keith and Maria, shalom, badasses, the best people ever. I'm telling you, it also has Mercury, you're right? We have the best people. Grindstone / tribe / whatever this is, Bear Nation is just the best, man. Arklatexa Savage, shalom. Not in Oklahoma, Jeff May. I do not believe in Oklahoma there will be gun confiscation. I think in places like Illinois, New York, California, it's definitely possible. Perhaps Arizona, if it's been Californicated enough.
No.
Michael Harris, I think after the so-called lockdown happens, it ain't going to happen. So you need to move sooner than later. But I don't know that. I think that, but I don't know that. You know, Josh, I know a lot about upstate New York, and I hope that you're right, because I saw it going soft 20 years ago, and I really, truly hope that it has hardened up in the last 20 years. Because when I left upstate New York, it was a $250 fine for tarping your firewood with a blue tarp because it was an eyesore. I was like, I am effing out of this place. What does refusal of vaccinations look like? I'm not going to get one, and you're not coming here to give me one. And if you try, you're trespassing, and all the trespassing rules apply. That's what it looks like. Mm-hmm. So, Richard Wells, if I hadn't lost all mine in a boating accident, I would have done. Talking recon. Oh, I don't know, brother. I think more than ever, it's commo time. Really just start working the net and talking to your people. Guthrie, Oklahoma. I have no idea what that name was, but shalom, Guthrie, Oklahoma. Doug Bucher, shalom, brother. And Tim, yeah, I know, champagne, robust compost pile, exactly. The dog's got to eat, right? Look at this huge 120-pound dog. He'll eat people. Mm-hmm. It'll be fine. You know, even people that are trying to administer vaccines, no big deal.
Yep.
We're just simply not doing that. And I think one of the benefits of living the type of lifestyle that we live is I know where our hard lines in the sand are. There's just things that we're going to do, and there's things that we're not going to do. And nobody's going to talk me into certain things, and nobody's going to talk me out of certain things. And that's conviction. And I'm willing to go with conviction over popularity or sanity or for your own good or anything else. Because ultimately, this all belongs to him anyway. And he didn't fearfully and wonderfully make me so that I could die on my knees or acquiesce to outside influence. It's not why he made me. It's not why he made her, because she's a total badass too. Right? It's not why he made all the total badasses that we associate with. And so there's, like I said, there's just certain things we're not going to do. And there's certain things you can't stop us from doing, and that's the way that it's going to be. And I've said it myriad times in my Bible readings. The Father is not a fan of half-assery. He's just not. Yeah. You're either doing what he wants you to do or you're not. There's very little gray area there. So, yeah. That's my cool story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This cough drop's working, but man.
Whew. Yeah, you're stanky.
Oh, I just blew my flu on you. Sorry.
Flu blew?
I flu blew you.
Flu blew. Whoa. You're gonna start seeing that on like all the naughty URLs, like lonely MILF trades toilet paper for, you know, giggity, amen. LT, yes, technically, yes. PJD, shalom. Yeah, we're rotten. We're bad kids.
I know. It's going to be really fun with all the kids and us.
Any comments on ammo? Praise the Father, I got a bunch of it. Even then, I wish that I had more, but wishing doesn't work for anything. You still Bible. Yeah, I do. I guess you're not getting any pizza deliveries now.
We never have.
No, for the last couple of years, we've not been getting any pizza deliveries. The SHTF'd here a couple years ago on that one. Puzzleman, bless you, brother. Shalom. Jane Lewis, amen. So, yeah, ammo's way up. I'm not buying any more right now. I have more than enough to do the things with. I've got a lot of loaded magazines. I've got a lot of platforms. Panic buying, man, is just always bad, no matter what it is you're buying, whether it's food or toilet paper or fish antibiotics or magazines or ammo or assault rifles or whatever. Like, you're always going to pay way more than what it's worth. Like, I remember when the Ruger SR556 came out during early in the Obama administration, and this piston gun was selling for like $2,200 at the Cheaper Than Dirt store in McKinney, Texas. And I'm like, it's a $400 or $500 gun. Maybe it's got a piston, so maybe it's a $600 gun. $2,200, bricks of 22 for $119.99. I'm like, this is stupid.
And see, that's why you have this stuff before you actually need it. Like,
NorCal, bless you, brother. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it was like literally like when Wuhan like first made headlines that it was like, okay, we need to buy a
Jeff Smith,
crap
exactly.
ton of toilet paper. Like, we've got some, but we need more. And so that's all I bought for like several shopping trips. And then, you know, it's like last week, oh crap, everybody needs toilet paper. And
yeah. Not only that, like, everybody needs more than toilet paper, but this is what happened. It's a lot like Omaha, Nebraska. Copy. Jay Dudley, thank you. It's a lot like that fuel shortage in North Texas after that hurricane that hit Houston. There was no fuel shortage, but there was a rumor of a fuel shortage. So everybody went and bought fuel, and because everybody went and bought fuel, there was a fuel shortage. And it's like, you don't need that much toilet paper, but because everybody thinks you do, now there's actually a shortage on toilet paper, which means...
like when you're driving by the gas station and you see 20 cars in line, like, you may not even need gas, but you're like, hey, why is there 20 cars in line?
Richard, bless you.
I should probably get gas because everybody else is getting gas. What's going on?
Bless you, brother. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was at the feed store today, and they had the giant tubs of Folgers coffee on sale. They had a pallet of them. And I saw a guy that put a 6-pack, like a flat, on top of his sacks of feed. And I was like, I'm going to do that too. And so I did. And then I noticed the person behind me kind of did one of these. And then they grabbed a flat too and put it in their cart. And so we are really creatures of, like, we're very environmental, right? Like, for example, yawning, right? Do you know why we yawn? It's because when you get tired, you breathe a little bit more deeply and you over-oxygenate your blood. Your blood should be like between 17 and 21.5% oxygen. Well, if you over-oxygenate your blood, it gets above 21.5, 22%. You start yawning to expel that additional oxygen. Just get it out. And that happens. You yawn when you're tired because when you're tired, your body is bringing in more oxygen like that. Okay? And so, Mark Chase, exactly. And so, when my wife sees me yawn, the reptile part of her brain, or whatever nonsense you believe, whatever scientific horsepuckery you're a fan of, goes, oh, there's something wrong with the air that I'm breathing. He's yawning. I'm breathing the same air. I'm going to yawn because I need to expel excess oxygen. And it's the same thing, like, oh, he bought 6 cans of coffee. I'm going to buy 6 cans of coffee. Then I buy, and the person behind me is like, those 2 people just bought 6 cans of coffee each. I'm going to buy 6 cans of coffee too. Mm-hmm. It's like, and to be clear, we don't need 6 cans of coffee. But we definitely need 6 cans of coffee. So, yeah. That's a great point. Sheepdog, a lot of self-reliant people have a sixth sense, and if they're a follower of the Most High, even more so. Agreed. Agreed. Like I said, I mean, what's that? Amos, I'm going to look it up. It's almost like there's a Bible right here in front of me. Now I got that song in my head. Maria was playing it on the job site at Bethany House. Means you'll meet me in the hallway. Twice on the pipe. Means the answer is no.
Home Skillet's here too, apparently.
Home Skillet's here too? Our vegan sister. Shalom, sister. And brother. I'm guessing brother is there too.
Probably.
And Mini Matzah. The 3 of them. I'm guessing.
I love that. Mini Matzah.
That is like, I think we should have one more child just to officially name it Matzah. Honestly.
Oh.
Honestly. I think we should have 14 more kids, but whatever. Page 611. Especially now, because think of all the farm work we've got to do. Right? Why not? We're getting pretty good at like this, like having lamb babies. You just start pushing out, like, think 10 more years. You can have 12 more kids. That's it, and then you're done. You just hang it up.
Adoption, I wouldn't be opposed to adoption. Mm-hmm. I'm just done being big-bellied.
Amos 3:7. For the master Yahuwah does no matter unless he reveals his secret to his servants, the prophets. Amen. The Lord your God does no matter unless he reveals his secret to his servants, the prophets. That's what Sheepdog's talking about. That's what we were talking about earlier, is that sometimes you just know. You don't know why you know, you just know. And I've actually been talking about this a lot lately on site, faith is something that you do here first, and then it starts to make sense here. At least that's been my experience. That he kind of grabs me here and is like, we're going this way, kid. And then my head is like, why the F am I going this way? And it's like, it doesn't matter. We're going this way because that's the Father's will. And we'll figure out. We will orient on whatever the reason is we're going this way at some point. But it matters more that I go this way than I try and figure out why I'm going this way. And understanding for me has always come with time. Yeah, you have to listen, absolutely. When he latches onto your heart, don't pry his fingers out of there. You just go.
You gotta go.
I believe that the only unforgivable sin is denying the Holy Spirit. That tug on your heart. That's something that's going to make a lot of people wail and gnash their teeth at the end of an age. Home skillet. Yum. Just get your brick over here to my wall. Roger that. Hey, why don't you head this way? You know, we'll meet in the middle. Yeah, absolutely. Christopher Phelps, when you get a chance, can you speak briefly on Bethany House, i.e. how, when we'll go about finishing? Also, thumbs up, folks. Bless you, Phelps. Too bad you haven't finished painting that wall yet, but bless you, Phelps. All right, so let's do a brief rundown on the Bethany House project. Is everybody listening? Haunted, shalom, sister. A brief rundown on the Bethany House project. The original scope was new roof, new floors, new interior paint, new drywall, new electrical, new appliances, new cabinets, refinish the kitchen, Fixed the framing for the floor in the back bedroom and the bathroom. New exterior siding, rebuild the front porch, put in new fixtures, and put in new trim. In addition to that,
This
which-
is what got added.
right, in addition to, now that original scope was the scope. Now, in addition to that, Mr. Minnesota can go take a long walk off of a short pier.
No, you made him a moderator.
I made him a moderator. Here we go. Done. No, I got him now.
Yeah, there you go.
Remove. There we go. Love it. Hashtag bear thumbs. In addition to all of that, we are now remediating the septic for the entire property. 9 buildings, 54 acres. Not just one building. 9 buildings, 54 acres. Propane at Bethany House and 5 other buildings. HVAC on 5 other buildings. The well, not a well, the well that feeds a 22,000 gallon cistern that was supposed to be only 87 feet into the ground that turned out being 575 feet into the ground. And so same pump, same casing, but new poly, new wire, new recovery rope, new wellhead, new plumbing on the top of the well, new chlorine dosimeter, blah, 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 blah. Got the commercial kitchen up and running. Got the, instead of doing quick maintenance on the Bethany House HVAC system, which was supposed to be good to go, scrapping all of it and completely starting over from scratch. 240 linear feet of privacy fence, new exterior lights, and a new service entrance from the power pole in addition to everything else. So that's what has been done so far or is in process. What remains to finish is the septic, and here are some issues that were outside of our control. The septic, we fixed one of the septic lift stations. Turns out there's a second one, and it doesn't work. So we have to remediate that as well. We have to get a propane tank, 250 gallon propane tank, back at Bethany House so that we can fire up the HVAC system at Bethany House. Now, the plumber, who's not our plumber, who is a plumber that worked for a different company before we got there, plumbed the gas line into the house to the 22,000 gallon water cistern up on the top of the mountain, and plumbed the water line to the propane tank. So we have to remediate that. Because, you know, they're the same thing, right? What's 22,000 gallons in your gas line? No big deal. So we got to remediate that. The electrical is done. And then the well. We have to put the well back together. Yeah, Kurt, right? Right? I'm like, listen, people make mistakes, but I'm like, what? And so in 9 days on site, we have applied, no BS, we have applied 6,500 man hours to this job. Rick, bless you, thank you. And $50,000 plus or minus on what really in scope, and I was talking about this with the Crazy Canuck earlier, if this was if this was not a charitable endeavor, we'd be talking $250,000 would have been spent at this point. And so I think it's incredibly important that y'all get thanked, because we are entirely powered by the Bear Nation. Not one donation from a corporation, not one donation from another charity, just y'all. And y'all are total badasses. And so we know that we've been covered with prayer. We know that we've been financially supported, and we know that every time we've needed somebody, we got the somebody the Father sent us. Like, we've got, I mean, we need an HVAC guy, we get the best HVAC guy. We need electricians, we get the best electricians. We need carpenters, we get the best carpenters. Like, it's just tremendous, and not in a facetious Trump kind of way. It's tremendous. And so we intended, as of Sunday, when the project was wrapping down, to stay on site for another week. Myself and Yankee Survival were there, and there were a couple other people there, and we were just going to stay on site. And then things started hitting hard and heavy with this COVID-19, and so I had a conversation with Kristen from the Demand Project, and I said, hey, we've got to pull off site. I cannot stay here. I need to go home. I've got sick people at home. I've got a homestead to run, and the world is starting to lose its mind, so I gotta go home. And so here I am. We've came home. And our commitment to them is we will absolutely finish what we started. I in no way intend to just leave them hanging. And I am on record as saying, and I will preach it loud and clear here, if Grindstone never does another thing other than finishing Bethany House and then figuring out how to build more Bethany houses everywhere else in the country or the world, I'll die a happy man. There's lots of construction ministries. There are, Chasing Life, bless you, sister. There's lots of construction ministries. There's lots of disaster ministries. There's not anybody building these facilities. Right, Tony John? Amen. Like, I'm going to lose my stoic if I sit here and talk about this long enough. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody. And so we will be back and we will finish. And then when we finish Bethany House, which right now, to be clear, has 3 hospital beds in it and can be used for its intended purpose right now. It is not ideal, but it can be used for its intended purpose right now. But when we finish Bethany House, which we will be back after this COVID-19 threat passes, the moment I can assemble a team of badasses on site again and not have to worry about us all dying from some communicable disease, we will be back. And when we get back, we will finish that job. One more 3-day deployment, we got this thing lit. And then the next thing we're going to do there is we're going to build the chapel. And praise the Father, that's brand new construction. So if it's wrong, it's our fault, not anybody else's fault. If somebody plumbs the water line to the furnace, that's on us. And we won't do that because the Father sends us the best people. And so that's what's going on with Bethany House. I have zero embarrassment saying that we are tapped for cash and the economy's tanking. So that being said, if the Father moves you, grindstoneministries.com, grindstoneministries.com. It's not for us, it's for what we do to support these people. You know, and that's the thing, the Demand Project, what they do, and I think it's really important, and I'll say this and I'll shut up. I think it's really important to point out there are lots of people, not even lots, but to the extent that people talk about human trafficking and sex crimes, they talk about prevention, which is really good, or they talk about rescuing. There's lots of former special forces out there going out and developing actionable intel, working with local Leos and rolling up scumbags and rescuing people. And that is excellent and should absolutely continue. And we are actively working with some other groups like that to partner with them to determine where do we need to put more Bethany houses. But what the Demand Project does with Bethany House, nobody else does. And that's rehabilitation and restoration. They have a 6-facet wraparound approach. Mental, physical. I mean, these girls and boys have been serial raped repeatedly, in some cases for years, multiple times per day. They have physical issues. They have mental issues, physical issues, emotional issues. spiritual issues. It's the only program we know of that creates the opportunity to talk about Messiah with these kids. And as Kristen has said, we don't force feed them, but it's there, it's out in the open, and it's there to talk about, right? So mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, educational, because a lot of these kids have had no school. They were abducted at age 8 and trafficked for 7 years, and now at 15, the only thing that they know is being a sex slave. And I'm not talking about like somebody from a third world country. I'm talking about somebody from Frisco, Texas, Indianapolis, Indiana, San Clemente, right? And the last is financial. They teach these kids how to do their own books, how to spend money wisely. And so there's nobody else that's doing that. There's nobody else that's doing that. And like I said, if the only thing Grindstone does is support those people, Aileen, bless you. If the only thing Grindstone does going forward is supporting the Demand Project in building Bethany houses everywhere, I'm in. I can't think of a better thing for us to do with our expertise. And I've said that to our people on site. I've said that to Jason and Kristen, and now I've said it to y'all. And so there's some transparency. Jeff Smith, love you, brother. There's some transparency. So that's what's going on with the Bethany House project. Once this COVID-19 threat passes and we can actually assemble on site again, we will, and we will finish the damn job. And I regret the fact that it's not done yet, but we have your family is your first ministry. And as somebody who runs a ministry, my family is my first ministry. I've got to be here for them. So, yeah, here we are. Great question, Phelps. Thank you. Phelps is a good dude. You haven't met him.
I've sent him some stuff.
You sent him some stuff. Furious Mongoose. Brother, I really hope so, but I really don't know. Shaloha. I love that. I told Pastor that. We all got a chuckle. Shaloha. I love it. Mongoose, I really don't know. And I think the vast majority, anybody who's talking about this on the internet right now is making at best an informed guess. Me too. Because anybody who actually knows is not in a position to speak about it on the internet.
No. But they are, like, in the things that I've seen, like as far as our school closing that we've had here, in the notice that they posted, basically said after, or it's open-ended kind of, like, tentatively we're going to come back to class on this day, but we may possibly extend this through the end of the year.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of the shutdowns are happening that way because I think it all depends on if it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
If it does, then that's one thing. If it doesn't, and this thing keeps spreading like wildfire, then it's going to be longer.
Nobody knows. The people that do know aren't at liberty to say.
Yeah.
That being said, I've heard from a lot of people that would have very good reason to know in the last 24 hours and who have risked their jobs to reach out to communicate info. And everybody's saying it's coming. Mm-hmm. So with as much certainty as I possess, given the situation, without knowing myself, it's coming.
Right.
So whether you leave your wife to bug out, I can't say. I am blessed that my wife is on board. This is a good question.
Right.
Let's rewind 5 years to when you weren't on board.
Right.
And be honest, if I said, hey, it's time to go now, you, me, kids, truck, let's go, what would your response be?
I mean, I'd probably hesitate a little, but I also know you enough to know that, like, when you're like, then it's like serious. Mm-hmm. So, but
Maybe.
I'd probably be kind of like kicking and screaming while doing it.
Okay, question. What if I said, I'm going? You can either come with me or not. But if you don't get in this truck, you'll never see me again.
Right. I mean, never say never.
Never say never. Right. But, honestly, what would your
And then
response?
I'd go.
You'd go?
Yeah.
Because you trust me. Mm-hmm. And I think part of that is, like, we know each other well enough. And from jump, I mean, I told...
And, like, you're not just saying that out of the blue. You know, like, I mean, like, that's the thing is, like, we've all kind of seen the craziness happening. Like...
There's good context on this.
Yeah, like, it's not just, like, he comes home, like, the world is normal, and he comes home one day, and, like, babe, we gotta go.
Yeah, it's not like 14 people died in Okinawa today, we're leaving. Right? Mongoose, I know it's tough, brother, and I honestly, hey, I know what to do. Pull your hat off for a minute, let's pray.
I don't want to see him.
Well, it's fine, they love your hair. I know, you've been sick for a while.
I've been sick for a week, so just...
Alright, here we go. Father Yah, I pray that you would just speak truth into my brother's heart right now as far as whether or not to go and this situation with his wife. Father, you know way better than we do. And so I ask that you would just make your will apparent to him, that he would get in line with your will for his life, and that his wife would get in line with your will for her life, and whatever that is, that you would make it abundantly clear to them in ways that are absolutely undeniable, and that you would speak, and you would speak firmly, and that you would speak quickly, because, Father, we have reason to believe that this is imminently serious. Father, we trust in you, we believe in you, and we know that you deliver, and so I'm asking you selfishly for intercession for my brother, that you would speak to him in ways that are undeniable. And Father, I know there are a lot of very, very scared people out there right now. And so I pray that you would just calm us, and that we would remember who we are, who we work for, and why we were fearfully and wonderfully made, and that we would do our absolute best to stay in you, and that you would guide us and encourage us and nurture us and continue to restore us so that we can do wonderful things in your name. We ask these things in the name of Yeshua. Amen. Brother, I hope you get an answer, and I believe that you will. So, bless you, brother. Hey, Wheeze, are you awake? Mm-hmm, you're awake. Sleep dog. Sheepdog, thank you, brother. You have a good nap? That's great. Bear Nation, you guys and girls are awesome. You know that? Bew, you hang around us long enough, you will be. We're not religious either. I think religion sucks, but I read my Bible every day. So, welcome to the cult. How many trailers can you hook up in tandem? 2? I really need a truck that's more than a half ton.
And don't let him back up with those 2.
Oh, with tandems? No. Shalom, brother. Bless you. How restrictive do you think travel will be at local level here in Oklahoma? Crypto Pirate. I think that inter-county, Chevy Girl, bless you. And the campus, Tony, exactly. The campus, exactly. I think inter-county, not an issue. The sheriffs, remember, the sheriffs liaise directly with DHS. Since the signing of the Patriot Act, there's not a sheriff's department in the country that isn't at least informed by DHS. Now, hopefully, and in this area, we really do have good sheriffs. And so I'm not terribly concerned about where they land on constitutionality, but I don't think any of these sheriffs have really been tried on the level that we could see. Christopher, bless you. That's a great point. And so I think intercounty, probably not an issue. Yeah, Mrs. Hermit Hill, I saw your email. I haven't made it that far yet. I've been incredibly busy. I'm not trying to ignore you, but I will shoot you a response. If not, Jack Watts, bless you. And no need to be sorry. Thank you. You don't realize that we run a ministry on $2 bills because the Father is awesome. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so interstate travel, it's entirely possible that that goes away, but intercounty shouldn't be a problem. Let's say I want to go from the county I'm in to the next county. You may get to the point where people say, hey, where are you going? Why are you going? What are you doing? I have it on good authority from at least one law enforcement officer that he's not shooting anybody for running a roadblock. But it depends. If it's a pickup truck full of meth heads and they run my roadblock, we have methods. So, again, I don't know. My gut is intercounty, not a problem. One county over, not a problem. Beyond that, and where are you going to see roadblocks? This is going to be a manpower issue. You're going to see them on interstate highways first and foremost. Secondary roads maybe, but there's only so much manpower, okay? And a compost pile. J. Dudley, amen. I'll tell you honestly, if this thing goes for a long period of time, and I think that it can, honestly, one of the things that I'm looking forward to is eating appropriately, because I'm not going to be on the road all the time. It's one of my biggest challenges is like I'm on the road. It's hard to eat a nutritional balanced diet on the road and exercise. I'm like, got all the time in the world. There's no excuse, right? Gustavo Ortiz, good job, Badger. Badger, you're a total badass. Bless you. And so, Mad Kelt, amen. Yeah, in that neck of the woods, things are fixing to get interesting. Bugging out during travel ban. I would bug out now. Now, if you haven't already. Mm-hmm. And again, what better excuse can you have than the entire country is shutting down? What's your boss going to say? You're fired. Try me. And I was talking with a client about this earlier today. I guarantee you, in a year or two, after this thing goes away, there will be class action lawsuits. Did your employer force you to work during the COVID-19 outbreak? Call J.S. Smith, blah, blah, blah. Attorneys at law. We'll be happy to help. We only take 79% of your recovered revenue, but it's going to happen, right? And so I just simply be like, you want to be responsible for my well-being, or you want to just let me go? You're going to get a tax break for me leaving anyway. So I'm going to go. I'll be back when the world isn't crazy. Shoot me an email. I've got Skype. I've got Zoom. We can work this out. Now, and I realize a lot of people, you can't Skype a semi-truck or a forklift, right? Or a dozer. There's a lot of things that you can't work away. You can't remote work a garbage truck, right? And I get it. And I am the blue collar guy you ever met. And so I totally understand. But even then, what are they going to do? Fire your ass? The whole world is going crazy. If you don't need an excuse to bug out right now, it's really simple. Hey, boss, listen, it's Bear. I'm not coming in tomorrow. Well, we really need to. I know you really need to, but I'm not coming in. I'm just not doing it. And I'm very thankful for my job. You're a great boss, But my first ministry is my family. I'm not coming to work tomorrow, and I'm probably going to be out for a while because this virus has got everybody scared, including me. Okay? I'm not coming. But I'll be in touch. And listen, you're going to be federally mandated to be shut down in 48 hours anyway. So, Lena Ath. So, welcome to the Cult 45. Bless you, brother. So, what are your thoughts on that?
What?
Bugging out versus employment versus, what do you think?
I mean, I think it all depends on where you're at. One, like, you know, we've talked about this, like, as far...
We have to remember that there's a lot of new people here, and even the old people here haven't watched all 1,500 videos between YouTube and Patreon.
Right.
So...
But your major areas are going to be the ones that extremes get enacted first.
Yes,
Because-
high population density areas.
Yes, because that's where...
I'll be right back. I need ice cubes. You talk to the people.
Yes.
You're so good at this. Drop those knowledge bombs, honey.
Here we go.
Drop them. You're like an SR 71 Blackbird. You just... Whoosh. Boom, Moab.
Okay,
Mother
so...
of all badasses.
So your major metro areas are going to be, you know, areas that get quarantined. You know, if it comes down to martial law, like, that's where it's going to happen first. So, yes, for the time being, you can shelter in place. But you also need to take a look at how quickly things have been progressing.
Supply chain logistics.
Yeah, I mean, supply chain, just like, since it's coming to the, I mean, it's been in the U.S., what, like 2 weeks?
A month?
3 weeks?
A month.
A month? Okay. So, in a month, we've gone, like, schools are closing, businesses are closing. I wouldn't doubt if, like, they start putting shipments, like mail, Amazon, like, those things start getting prioritized where if you order anything but these items, it's not going out.
Well, it ain't gonna be 2-day delivery.
Yeah.
It's like you can get that crap in 14 days.
I mean, I just ordered dog food, and it's normally 2 days, and they're
Knock
like,
3 times
sorry,
on the
it's
ceiling
not,
if you
like,
want me.
It's gonna be,
Damn
I
you,
think it's like a
Maria.
week before it'll get here. So, but that, you gotta kind of weigh those things. And if
Hold
you're
on.
in a metro area.
Show them the weighing motion again. You got this. Is this? Did you learn this in your nuts video?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, I'm not juggling my nuts. I'm weighing.
So listen, since it's the apocalypse, I'm having a glass of Blanton's with y'all. Yes. The real.
All right, get your horsey out of my
Guys.
my live stream.
This
Skip,
is
skip,
the
skip.
best bourbon I've ever had.
And like for reals, y'all, stock up on your hand sanitizer because if you don't,
That's,
this is what you end
That's
up
what
with.
was left today. You're welcome, Ass.
Yeah, I'm like, are you gonna lick your hands? Like, why do you need Warhead flavored hand sanitizer? And I mean, really,
the
like, you look
worst.
at the ingredients, and I would hope to goodness you would not be licking your hands after rubbing
Twice
that all
on
over
the
that.
pipe.
No,
If you ain't
but
gonna
that's Bear's
show.
sanitizer. And
Oh, my darling. Means you'll meet me in the hallway. Maria ruined me this week. She just ruined me. Oh, gosh. It's all right. She's a total badass when it comes to painting. Oh, listen. Crypto Pirate. This bottle, depending on when you buy it and where you buy it from, is anywhere between a $275 and a $400 bottle that a client and a brother and a friend sent me. as a thank you. And the last time I drank some of this was Sukkot 2019. I had one shot of it with my pastor. So this is the first glass of 2020. And since it's the apocalypse, cheers, y'all. Love y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my hand sanitizer. So.
That is the best.
And this makes your hands feel way better
It's so good.
than this does.
It's so good. It's so good.
I'm glad it's so good.
Listen, we need to just take a moment and enjoy the little things in life, like the $400 bottle of bourbon.
Yeah. Do we need to have a moment of
that
silence?
that I drink like a shot of twice per year. The first time I tried this, I sat on the couch and literally just said the word wow like 10 or 12 times in a row. And she was like, "Are you going to shut up or just keep saying wow?" And I was like, "Babe, wow. Wow. Wow." Yeah. No more fake drums for Bear, but to share a shot with Bear, priceless.
Monday men's group.
Yes, this coming Monday. I got y'all. Church is closed. Come to the Church of Monday men's group. Is the balloon going up? I think it's been going up for a few days, honestly. I just don't know how far up it's going to go. And yes, MGM is back, man. We've just been... I had to make a decision between Bethany House, my family, and Men's Group Monday. And so Men's Group Monday, in light of, again, your family is your first ministry. And between that and being forward deployed, running Bethany House project, MGM had to take a back burner. But we will finish Proverbs, and then we're probably going to end up in Zechariah after that. But we'll figure it out. So... Now, I heard, or I didn't hear, I saw one person a couple of times said, what, no women, referring to MGM. I'll tell you this. We have had a couple instances that I know of where we've had basically female observers.
Look, don't even beat her. No women, because men can't truly voice themselves when we're around, just like we have a hard time voicing ourselves when they're around.
There you go.
That's just the way it is.
That's what I was gonna say.
They talk about stuff that they work through together.
Yeah.
And it may be about us women. But that doesn't mean we need to be a part of it. Just like, well, we don't have women's group, but...
Women's group Wednesdays.
No women.
I'm sorry that it's buffering, y'all. I think we're good on this end.
Yeah, hit the refresh.
But will you guys get a vaccine when it's available? No, as already discussed, but I guess you weren't here for that part. We will not get a vaccine for a couple of reasons. The first is the vast majority of vaccines have swine in them, and we keep Leviticus 11. And the next is almost every vaccine that I know of these days has aborted fetal tissues in it, and I think that's an I don't think, I know per Proverbs 6 that the shedding of innocent blood is an abomination to the Father, and so I'm not doing that. I'm not putting that in my body. And then lastly, Acts 15, when Gentile believers are coming to the way, belief in Messiah, they're instructed in 4 things by the early church: no strangulation, no whoring, no idolatry, and no blood. And then they're told to go to the temple on Shabbat and hear the words of Moshe, which is a whole nother story for another time. But hey, I'm a heathen believer in this Messiah guy. What should I do to join your church? No strangulation, no idolatry, no fornication, no blood. and go hear the words of Moses on Shabbat. That's right there in the New Testament. They hide that right in Acts 15. And so we will not be doing that in my house. That's not a vaccine. That's poison masquerading as the vaccine. And I'm not interested. So I don't need that in my blood. Listen, we've already been sick. And I healed up a couple weeks ago, and you're on the upswing right now. It's entirely possible the Father's inoculating his people. Something we were talking about this past weekend on site. It's entirely possible the Father is inoculating his people. And then that begs the question, why? And the only answer I can come up with there is I asked the Father at the end of phase 2 on Bethany House as I was driving home. Not in a whiny, bitchy, woe is me kind of way, but just I was genuinely curious. Father, why do I need to do this? And his answer was clear as a bell, like that. The answer was, because you will do it. And that's my arrangement with him. He says jump, I say how high. So we will do it. We won't do anything he doesn't want us to do, including violating the sanctity of our temple with that abomination of an elixir. I'm good. I'm good with that. I'm not doing it. So maybe the Father is inoculating his people. I don't know. Clone this woman.
Yeah, we had all the flu. So my daughter Cheyenne got it first. She got it on Wednesday. Was throwing up everywhere. Like, it was horrendous. And then Aspen
JP, Roger.
got it, Thursday night, I think.
Shiny got it Wednesday. You got it, or Aspen got it Thursday. You got it Friday.
And then I got it on Friday. And
Yep.
T and Harlan were gone to Bethany House. So it was sick mom and 2 sick girls, sick toddler. And yeah, it was not fun, y'all.
Emissary of mayhem. They will fine and jail people who refuse the vaccine. As stated earlier, you breach my boundaries, you're trespassing. The end. And again, when it comes down to convictions, I know where my lines in the sand are. I know where my hard left and right limits are. I know what my non-negotiables are. That's one of them. We're not doing that.
Right.
And let's be honest. There are people in Syria getting their heads cut off with dull machetes right now because of their belief in Messiah. Who the hell are we? Oh my gosh, there's no toilet paper at the store. I couldn't find any Campbell's soup. Shit has hit the fan. Do you believe in Jesus? Yes. Who's next? Me. I'm next. Who the hell are we to think we're so special? We're not. We're not. Know where your lines in the sand are. There are places I'm not going. There are things I'm not doing. No matter what, you cannot make me do it.
Right.
I've had those conversations with my Creator already. I would encourage all y'all to have those same conversations. Find out where you are in the big scheme of things. Sorry, I did not mean to interrupt you. You were talking
I
about...
don't even know what I was talking about.
Shiny got sick Wednesday.
Oh, yeah,
Aspen
we
got
were
sick
just-
Thursday. You got sick Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
And so
They're
we're
throwing up all over the place.
well,
I'm like,
we're coming up on a week out on Shiny, and she's much better.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was like I had just pulled my rug in from cleaning it outside, and
Our
luckily enough, Aspen rolled off the couch and onto that rug before she threw up, and it wasn't on my couch, but I was like, man,
Man.
Man.
Man, you've been
It
hanging out with them
sucks.
sheep too
I
much.
have.
Man.
I'm just gonna start talking like this all the time.
Oh, man. Man.
Speaking of sheep, we have two. Our two ewes are gonna be having babies.
Okay, hold that thought.
Oh,
The letter R
R.
asked, hey, where do I find out more information on the Torah? There's lots of places to look online. You can just look up Walking in Torah. Walking in Torah is a YouTube video I did, Sukkot 2019, that goes through the Old Testament commands, the New Testament observance, and the early church reinforcement and the end times reinforcement of several key factors of Torah. Walking in Torah, you can check out Shofar Mountain YouTube page. New, the number 2, the word Torah YouTube page. 119 Ministries. There's a lot of Following Yeshua is another great YouTube channel. I mean, that man lives biblical principles. He's an awesome brother. Who I was trying to meet at some point, but then the world ended, so we'll figure that out at some time. But there's many resources if you just start knowing where to look. And so Walking in Torah. Casey, you missed all of it. We're ending right now, man.
Bye.
Bye.
No.
Bye. Ammo wizard. Bless you, R. I think if we get into a rural place somewhere, we can hold down the fort and keep our family safe. Yeah, it's not a quinky-dink that we're here. Love you back, Justice Militia. Have guns will travel. Have guns and travel ban. You know, I ran into, again, like eyes wide open, right? And just seeing the spirit, the anointing on other people. I ran into a guy at the post office earlier. I was shipping y'all bear facts and stickers and stuff. I ran into a guy, I was wearing an army hat, meaning a ball cap that said Army on it. He was clearly retired, but he's still had his poop in a group. And he looked at me, I looked at him. Twice today, without meaning to, I was wearing all the Marpat today, and I realized that was a bad idea because people have actually, people are have an expectancy to see people in uniform at this point. And so twice today, I was mistaken for some active service person, twice today. But this guy, retired Army guy, we were talking, and I said, hey man, what do you think about this COVID-19 thing? And he goes, let me show you a picture my buddy sent me out in California. And it was a gun store in California with a line of people around the corner. And he goes, it looks like them commies are starting to figure it out. I was like, man, God bless Oklahoma. He's like, I got more guns than there's people in line there. And I said, yeah, I think I do too. And so, but yeah, it was a surreal feeling today, kind of being out in the world just a little bit, and twice being out in the world just a little bit. Twice. People mistook me for active duty and wanted to know what I was doing. And I'm like, hey guys, this. Nah, not me. Not active duty. Never been active duty. But I happen to have all the Marpat on, so yeah. That was a very surreal feeling. So, yeah. Weird vibes out there today. People are afraid.
And I haven't been out since last Wednesday.
Right, which is something I was trying to explain to her at dinner.
All I've seen is what's on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram.
Christopher.
That's it. And like texting with my neighbors. Because I've been sick, so I've been like quarantining myself. I don't want anybody else getting the flu. That sucks. But
Is she supposed to cover her hair? You know, a lot of the sisters that we fellowship with do, and some of them don't. And there's verses to support either, and I think it's more of a conviction thing. It's certainly not. It does not put her salvation in jeopardy. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, some of the ladies like just pull their hair up and like they either just do it like a ponytail, or they wear just regular hats as opposed to like
Right.
head coverings.
We have, I think it's really important to point out. Thank you for the question. Thank you for being for having an awesome answer. We have such badass men in the tribe and in Bear Nation and at Grindstone, but we have such badass women in the tribe and at Grindstone and in Bear Nation. Like, holy cow. Our freaking Prepping in Progress is here. Speaking of badass women, I'm guessing that's Brother Steve, but it might be Sister Kim as well. There's so much badassery, and it's not gender specific. So, Carl, yeah, I caught the question. Oh, okay. So talking about winning the knife. Oh, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
You're back. Good
Yeah.
job.
Just said that.
You had to knife hand the toddler? I get it. Sheepdog, amen. It's Steve. Kim's in bed for tomorrow. Hey, brother. Roger that. Bless you. Prepping in Progress. Great channel, by the way. Did a good video about Prepping Not Panic, I think was the name of it recently. Worth checking out. Words. Tell these people how they win the knife. David, to answer your question about ham radios, yes, we ham radio. We have a very robust net of ham radio stuff in the area, and I may or may not have recently dropped a whole bunch of money to reinforce the robustness of said ham net in my area. So, yes. Now, tell these people how they win that awesome knife. I wish it was here, but it's at the, I want to say studio, but yes, office.
Okay, y'all.
Okay, knife hand them. Tell them what they want, homie. Like this. You got to do it until the veins in the back of your hand pop out and you get this neck thing going right here. Like that.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you go to bearindependent.com. No A's in independent. It's E's.
Right, there are precisely 0 A's in the word independent.
It's all E's.
Right.
Well, yeah, unless, it's not.
No, there are 0 A's in the word independent.
There you go. And you go to goods and gear tab at the top. Little white thing. And then you go to the store.
Bub?
And then
Can
in
you
the
put this back on
store,
the top shelf
there
up there?
is a picture of a raffle ticket that says
Yes.
the grindstone bushcraft knife raffle, I think, or something like that, for $5.
$5 hairs.
$5 hairs.
Plus $1 hair shipping because you're actually shipped a raffle ticket.
Yes.
Yes.
So then you make your purchase, and then I print you out a nice little receipt, and I make you a little message, and I stick your raffle ticket in an envelope, and I seal it up, and I send it to you.
Oh, have we showed them the new patches?
Yeah.
We have. So
We did.
that's
that
how
was
you
last live stream.
that's how you get in on the knife. Oh, that's right, we did.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then this is the new patch that my wife designed and produced, and there's only a little bit of COVID-19 on them, so
and maybe a little bit of flu.
just a touch of flu.
I'll spray them with thieves before
Yeah.
I mail them to you.
I've been bleaching everything that goes out of this house, so. But I like this patch a lot. Did anyone else read the email today in bear voice? Cassie, you know what's funny is I dictated that email to Monica while I was driving yesterday, and so it did actually sound a lot like, me. So.
Bear voice.
Bear voice. But yeah, these are now at the web store as well. Thanks, Shay Shay. What's up, Shay Shay? I like that name. Hey, Shay Shay. That's it. From now on. Hey, Shay Shay.
That's what we should name the other sheep.
Shay Shay.
Shay Shay.
Shay Shay. Well, only if she walks around with her hooves like this.
Yeah. There's
Shay
one
Shay.
that does.
Hey, Shay Shay.
Yeah.
What's David gonna share with Paula Joe? I feel like y'all need to get a room. Simmer down. Simmer down. Oh my gosh, there's a giant white dog on the porch. White dog.
So
There's a
many
white
dogs.
dog out there on the porch. So
We got a goat dog.
Aspen learned how to talk some English from watching this DVD of Sesame Street.
No, it was Elmo.
It was Elmo, which is Sesame Street. And at one point, there's a whole bunch of kids that are like, hey, Elmo, this is my dog. And so Aspen in eastern Oklahoma is walking around going, that's a dog. And I'm like, gosh, why is Elmo in my house? Yeah, so we had to reprogram our toddler to not say dog
Yeah.
for a while. That was pretty rough, but yeah, good times. Good times. So, 101 minutes. Thoughts go out for Shay Shay.
We ain't got school tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
We don't.
actually spring break for us anyways. So.
Do you believe in the rapture? Boy, that's a loaded question. Pre-tribulation rapture and mid-tribulation rapture are biblically not correct. How's that for an answer? It will sound, the gathering up will be at the last trump. And there's a hell of a lot that happens before the last trump. And I would highly recommend that you research John Darby, D-A-R-B-Y, especially relating to pre-tribulation rapture. It was an idea that developed before the American Civil War, but gained wide popularity in America after the American Civil War because the American populace was content to believe that the Father would not allow them to go through any more terrible tribulation since they had just got done killing each other for 4.5, almost 5 years. And so Darby released basically a study Bible that gained popularity after the American Civil War that included the concept of the pre-tribulation rapture, which broadly and quickly gained popularity, that the Father would not allow his people to go through that horse puckery. The problem is, biblically speaking, the Father always makes his people go through horse puckery, because on the other side of that challenge is the real blessing. And literally, Revelation speaks to the fact that his people are required to be there because we have to facilitate. There's work for us to do. So the idea that we're going to be raptured up into the sky and we're going to avoid all of the crazy things that are going to go on is completely extra biblical. It's non-biblical teaching. Some might call it heretical. And the only way that you get there is by cherry picking versus not reading things in context. So to answer your question, I do not at all believe in pre-tribulation or mid-tribulation rapture. I believe we will all be gathered up at the last trump, and even then it's only for a period of time when we will return to the earth to establish the millennial kingdom, at which time, if you've read Luke 22, you know that Yeshua is looking forward to doing the Passover with us. So, where did all these $5 bills come from? Gosh, I got
Shawn Michael got one.
Shawn Michaels, the wrestler? JR, bless you. Not one more itch or inch, whatever. I received my 3 stickers order today. My wife couldn't quit laughing over the unicorn. But why? Because now you know where rainbows come from. That's why. Mm-hmm. And then Shawn Michaels, Shalom Bear, got to make my weekly donation. Bless you, brother. Delivering pizza. Oh my gosh. Can you make a quick drive to eastern Oklahoma? Just a quick one. Let's make pizza tomorrow. We got nothing better to do.
I want to make the flatbread. The naan bread.
Yeah, let's
Pizza.
make some naan bread.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Oki made matzah on deployment. It was so freaking good. And he did like a Greek salad and Greek chicken. Oh my gosh, it was good. It was so good. It was like feta in the salad and spinach and tomatoes. Like, so we go
You
on.
might have to help me wrangle a sheep so we can milk it.
I'm
so I can
I'm
start
fine
making
with that.
cheese.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So we go on deployment and everybody busts their ass and still gains weight. It's so good. Do you accept packages? Yes. If you email me, we have a P.O. box, and I'll give you the P.O. box number. If you put anthrax in there, I'm going to come see you. We're going to have issues. Travel ban notwithstanding, I will call some friends of mine and we'll come see you. But as long as it's not anthrax, it'll be no problem. What about no more mentions of the church after chapter 4 of Revelation? How about we keep reading to Revelation 12, verse 17? And the remnant of the church are those that have a testimony of Yeshua Messiah and keep the commands. Yeah. Where did the rest of the church go? It's really easy, but very uncomfortable. They suffered and died through the tribulation. That's where they went. And it sucks. But to be clear, we are commanded to come out of her, my people, lest you partake of her sins and receive of her plagues. Get the hell out of the cities so that you're not consumed by the plagues, right? So that you can be the remnant. So, P.O., yes. Correct, Ross. Bless you. You got it. Better tip. Good for that drive-through. Accept ammunition and lamp. Bless you, brother. Thank you. Where does one acquire dry ice? I literally don't even know anymore.
Yeah, grocery stores used to carry it. Like they'd have like that cooler up front.
Yeah. Find a bottler, like your local Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper bottler. They'll probably have some.
Google it.
Or Google it. But you're probably going to have to sweet talk whoever the manager on duty is to get some. I'm pretty good at that, but I'm not very sweet at it. I've noticed the way that I do things.
You're good at demanding.
I was just going to say, I've noticed that the way that I do things is tell people what's about to happen and then give them no ability to counteract my demands.
Yeah.
I'm like, so my name's Bear. I'm with Grindstone. We're here and we're going to buy about $5,000 worth of stuff and you're going to charge me nothing for it because I already talked to your boss's boss and I know that you have the money for charitable donation. So I can either call him and he can make you feel like a POS or you can show me where all of your paint is. And they're like, okay. I'm like, let's go. You're burning my time. And then we do. Getting really good at that. I love it. Can you do some videos discussing how to take care of chickens and livestock? I can definitely do that on YouTube. We've done a lot of that on Patreon, but I don't think we've done any of it on YouTube.
No, all your YouTube stuff has been like...
How to not die from the prepper apocalypse,
Right.
COVID-19 zombie apocalypse. Alexis, shalom. So, anyway, yeah, we can do some of that on YouTube. We got plenty of free time. I keep saying that. Actually, we have so many homestead things to do.
Right.
Like, that's part of why I was in town briefly today, was to get some of the things that we
Taking
need.
advantage of the lockdown.
Yeah. Use of airsoft for combat training. Ish. Simunition's better. So.
Yeah. Might actually get all the wood rot replaced on the house.
That would take an active yaw to get all the wood rot replaced, but.
The really bad stuff.
The egregious abomination of wood rot will take care of that.
Yeah.
It needs to quit raining, though.
Yes. Gosh.
Some tequila Patron. I do need to acquire some tequila.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Scott, bless you. Forced extended off month. Yeah, Badger, you're exactly right. The father is like, I needed Bear to take an off month, so I plagued the entire world.
Y'all, that's the only way it would really happen. I'm telling you. Like,
Yeah, that's it.
we've been trying.
Oh,
Like a good, solid, like, what are we going on? Like 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
So bad at off months. So Can you do a video on how to shoot a guinea hen? I got a great.
It's not happening. Not happening, y'all. Just
I got a
ignore
great
what
suggestion
he's
on
about to say.
Patreon that we do a grindstone fundraiser, silent auction starting at $500 for who gets to come meet bear and kill the guinea. Actually kill the guinea hen. I thought it was great, but this one.
If you come here with the purpose of killing my guinea, you better bring 6 more with you.
That's unacceptable.
Then you can take that one.
So you're saying we can't even kill that guinea to stop human trafficking and sex crimes? It's that important to you? Christopher's in.
Why you gotta...
Yeah, see that? Can we use our choice of weapons? The music well, shalom. I didn't even know you were here. Good to see you. Range matters. So anything above like a magnum round, like 50 BMG is a no-go because we have neighbors. Although, I guess it depends on the topography and the shot you line up. So we'll...
Right, I'll throw my nuts at you. Don't touch my guinea.
454 Casul. Yeah, that'll work, man. That's fine. Hold on. David Campbell wants to bring a sword. I think that's great. I'm pretty sure I know where you live though, and the whole travel ban thing is not gonna help. But I'd be willing to just I would cover your costs for you to come here with a sword and murder this guinea for me. That would be excellent. I mean, YouTube gold, 450 Bushmaster, good round. Not only that, 300 Weatherby Magnum. I want to point out that our boy goat annoyed my wife for a week. And she killed...
It wasn't a week. It
for
was like...
a week.
No.
And she murdered it mercilessly. And I've been dealing with these guineas for 18 months. She's like, no, you can't kill him. It's my guinea. I'm like, you put 6 rounds into the neck and head of a goat at the drop of a hat because it was being aggressive to you.
He dropped me to my knees.
And you were like, that's it. Wah-bah, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. And just murdered, like literally sprayed blood all over the yard. And that's totally acceptable. But I have even proposed, I'll make you a deal. I get 1 shot at the guinea with a pistol. And if I miss, I'll never even mention it again. Yeah, I know. Mitch hasn't even told us to fix bayonets. Like, how are we supposed to kill a guinea without bayonets? So, yeah, bias. Ping pong paddle for $5. Hey, Cassie, y'all need to come visit anyway, so we can let Rob kill it for free. I'll give Rob $5. In fact, I'll cover your fuel and feed y'all if you just come kill this guinea for me. Or don't. Just come hang out and we'll talk about killing the guinea. PJD, you're invited. Yes, there's just 1 left. And she tells me, she's like, you can't kill it. It's the smart one. The smart one that runs into the fence over and over and over and over and over again.
And y'all, oh my gosh. The little baby lambs have like started, they're super playful and everything. I go out there, I'm watching them today, and they are like booking it across the pen and like jumping over the turkey and the guinea and like totally like tormenting the crap out of them. And then like as soon as the turkey or the guinea would turn to like get at them, they'd sprint off the other way. And they did that back and forth for like a good solid 10 minutes. And I was just dying laughing out the window. Yeah.
That guinea even tries to run the turkeys.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're an idiot.
And Cedric, the entertainer out there.
Mm-hmm. Big fat black chicken.
We got chicken.
He's
rooster.
not actually black. He just walks like Cedric the Entertainer does.
He walks like a pimp.
Yeah, that's exactly it. He walks like a pimp. Raised
And
in
he's got like
Memphis.
the big old like big old breastises.
We actually talked about getting a gold chain for him.
Yes.
Just so that because of the way that he walks.
And a white top hat. And some of those chicken shades.
I think we just violated like 42
Pimp limp.
Oh, we're about to get shut down by YouTube. Hashtag don't care. Oh, that's awesome.
No, but he's hilarious.
We need to start a GoFundMe for Cedric's outfit.
Yeah.
I'm like that. We can make this happen like that.
We could. It has to be like the white tuxedo though. 'Cause, like, he's white and gray, and yeah, he just looks totally OG.
Oh, white.
Yeah. Did you get a bath? Why isn't your hair wet? You need to wash her.
12-pound cannon. That's awesome.
You gotta go get your hair washed. You gotta go get your hair washed.
I fired a 2-pound cannon in North Texas, surrounded by 8,000 roofs one time. And I'll just tell you this. When I say I fired, I was where a 2-pound cannon. David, that's awesome.
Thank you.
I was where a 2-pound cannon was fired at that client's house that we have in North Texas.
Uh-huh.
He's like, hey, I bought this at an auction. 2-pound cannon. He's like, and I had somebody make these cannonballs for me. And I'm like, wow, that looks awesome. He's like, yeah, we shot it and that ball went 2 miles. 2 miles in North Texas. Could have killed like 4,000 people. Right? He's like, we listened for sirens, but we didn't hear any. This is the same guy. He's like, hey, I bought this from a guy for $500. How do you think I did? And he pulls out this case, and he's got an HK, I think it's a G3, and 308, 762 NATO. And he's like, yeah, I gave the guy $500 for it. I'm looking at it, and it's like completely authentic, matching serial numbers, the whole nine. I hand it back to him, and he's like, yeah, so anyway, bop, 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 bop. Surrounded by 8,000 roofs. I'm like, you can't do that. Like, he's like, oh, hell, I know the chief of police. You're going to kill somebody's toy poodle. Like, you can't do that. So... save the guineas. Bless you, Apex. Don't touch my guinea. PJD. We still got to make the Goats and Hoes t-shirt. Mm-hmm. We might need to make an Apocalypse 2020 t-shirt as well. So. Guinea shirt for Bethany House. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. America. What tactical advice did I ask for? I have no idea.
Right?
Tase the guinea. That's awesome. Can we please tase the guinea?
No.
Come on.
No.
Please?
No. I might tase you if you try to tase my guinea. Yeah, I totally think we need separate lines of shirts.
Kabuti, it's kind of... it's a little apocalypse-y out there. Oh. I have the taser. Excellent. Leave that poor... it's not a poor guinea.
It is a poor
It's
guinea.
not. It's
is.
like...
No, but you know they have those dog collars for, like, when they bark, it, like, cusses. I've been thinking, like, that for the guinea would be really funny. Get him a cussing collar that every time he goes to, like, it just, like, screams explicits.
If it had one of those shot collars with a button, I would have just have that thing laid out on the ground. We'd go through 9-volt batteries so fast. Just oh gosh, I hate that thing. It's terrible. I'm like literally thinking we should coat it in hand sanitizer and let it run next to an open flame and just see what happens. So I'm PJD, I'm telling you, Paula Joe, let's raise money to have an organized hunt for the guinea. Why not? Justice, they're not awesome. Everybody who's like, guinea hens are so good for the homestead. First of all, no noticeable diminishment in ticks or mosquitoes. None.
They don't eat mosquitoes.
I don't care. Nothing. Like, we already have chickens. You know what chickens do? They eat bugs too. Not a single noticeable diminishment in ticks or chiggers or anything else. Not a one. And then the idea that, oh, well, they're really good watchdogs because they alert to things. No, they alert to everything. My truck has existed as long as we've had guinea hens here. I show up and they're like, wham, 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 now, when you're on the phone with Australia with a client and they're like, what is that? You're like, my wife's effing guinea hen. They're like, why don't you kill it? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. They're not guard dogs. They make noise at everything. So it's not like, oh, they alerted me to danger. No, they saw something. Anything.
You are danger.
Oh, look, a pine needle. Wham, 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 wham.
Oh, there's danger.
Go kill it, dog. See? Now the toddler knows how to make guinea noises. And so they alert to everything. So they're not like, literally the people that feed them, they alert to. So, no, bear do that all the time till she shoots it. That's a good idea. I'm just gonna like wake up in the morning and be like, wham, 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 wham. See that face? Already she's like, stop it, I'll kill you. See, double standard, double standard. Let's talk about the matriarchy versus the patriarchy. I can't kill it. I mean, I can. I could go out there right now and kill it. You know what? She's gonna be mad for a day or two. What? What happened?
Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing. Somebody nailed it.
Chevy girl, thank you. I know what I'm doing tomorrow. I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
No, I do love my guinea.
Laying hens versus duck or
his,
quail?
Like, weird little like pooky
No,
things
that's
out on the side of
disgusting.
his face.
It's disgusting. The dude's got airbags.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Answer this question for this gentleman, please.
What?
Laying hens versus ducks or quail?
Okay, so I don't have quail, but I've been interested in quail. I've been wanting to get quail.
Mm-hmm.
I hate ducks.
Mm-hmm.
We have very, very bad.
Mommy, can I want this?
Yes.
We've done ducks twice.
Yes. And they just suck for us.
We
It just
currently
sucks.
have 0 ducks.
Yeah. Yeah, the last ones ran away because my grandma talked to them.
That was hysterical. We put them in a duck house that we purpose built up at Grandma's house next to the pond. We opened the door to the duck house, and for like a week they refused to come
It
out
was
of
like
the.
2 weeks.
Okay, for like
Yeah.
2 weeks they refused to come out of the duck house, and so one day Grandma gets out there and is like, "Hey y'all, you got to come out of there now, okay? It's time for you to come out." Now, we weren't there, but Grandma related this to us. She's like, and Homie, I'm telling you, They just came right out of there, and they
Took
ran.
off.
They ran right into the pond, and they swam right across the pond, and boy, they got right up out the other side of the pond, and they ran across the grass, and they ran down into the creek, and they swam right down in that creek, and I haven't seen them for hours. Like, what? We raised these effing ducks from eggs to this, and they just in one day, Grandma's like, it's time to come out, and they just
They
they
cooped.
booked it. They coomed. Yeah, they were like, we are out, bro.
We're going to the
Gone.
river.
Gone. They just gone.
Ah.
And so we had some ducks in North Texas in the backyard homestead, and they were so ridiculously obnoxious.
They're just dirty.
They're like
They're
guineas
dirty.
because you'd show up to feed them, and they'd look at you like, and these were French ducks. They're like, F you, American. Wham, wham. Wham, wham. Womp, 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 womp. And then you'd be like, hey, I'm going to feed you guys. I love you guys. I'm trying to take care of you. And they'd like run away and stand in the corner and give you like the one eye like, womp, womp. Womp. Womp, womp, womp. And you'd be like, hey, I just want to be friends, okay? And they'd be like, womp, womp, womp. And then so you'd feed them and you'd back away slowly. And they'd go and they'd eat. And then they'd just run back into the corner and look at you. And so after months of this, I was like, you know what? Because these things were like massive. They're like this big around, right? I'm like,
Yeah, they were huge.
like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the 22 pellet gun. We're going to go into the backyard because we're in North Texas, suburban, right? And I'm going to shoot these things right in the head. And then we're going to, no, no, I didn't shoot the first one in the head. I ran in there and I grabbed it. And I was holding it like this. And I was like, it's okay, Doc. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay.
I need to go check because we didn't close up the chickens.
Do you need this?
No.
You sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
I just gotta make sure nothing's trying to get the chicken.
Roger that. Go close them chickens up. And so you can do it. You can do it, I promise. And so I'm holding one like this. I'm like, it's okay, Doc. It's okay. And I had a hatchet and a log laid out on the ground. I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. And then I grabbed it, slammed it to the ground, pulled its neck across the log, and took the hatchet and whap. And its head fell on the ground over here, and its body got up and started running. And I learned something. The honker is in the base of the throat, not the head. But the body's running around over here like this. And the head's laying on the ground, and it's going whop, 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 whop. And as the head is opening and closing its mouth, the body's honking. And there's blood spurting up out of its neck. And my two older kids are standing in the backyard like, and there's blood going everywhere. And this thing's like, whop, 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 whop. And it's like running into the fence. And I'm mortified. I'm like, bring me a shotgun. I don't know what to do. Like, hey, the cops are going to get called, but I don't care. And so, like, we go through all this trouble. And I'm like, hey, you know what? At least duck is delicious, right? Because I had duck in the restaurant a few times, and I shot several duck ringneck growing up, and I was like, it's okay. It's gonna be delicious. And so we pluck this thing, and it goes from this big around to this big around. Like, it's tiny, right? The little tiny thing. And I'm like, it's okay. We got two of them. So the second one, I shoot it in the face with a 22, and it's like, whap, 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 and blood is just out of its forehead. I'm like, what the hell, right? And hatchet, whap, 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 whap. So we pluck these two things, and I'm telling you, Adventures in Homesteading. When I tell you guys, it's because we've done it, okay? And so I'm like, my kids, they're like, oh my gosh. I'm like, look, we're going to eat these things. David, bless you, brother. Bless you. And so we pluck these things, and I cook one of them. It was effing terrible. It was like eating an old boot It was so bad. And I was like, I put up with these things for 4.5 months that almost got the cops called on me and mortified my children and had to go through the trouble of butchering and cleaning and plucking these things. And it tastes this bad. To this day, there is a duck in the freezer in our fridge in North Texas where my mom lives. To this day, it's still there. My mom was like, "Oh, honey, there's a duck in here. Let's eat it." And I was like, "No, Mom, no. That's dog food. Just throw it out." So do I like ducks? No, not even a little bit. And people who are like, "But their eggs are delicious." Let me show you something. This is what my wife picked earlier today. Okay. So there's that. There's a whole basket full of eggs. These are turkey eggs. They're actually really good and they're massive. Okay. And then these are Australorp eggs. So that's an Australorp egg. That's a turkey egg. This is like an extra large sized egg. This is like a gigantic Nephilim Genesis 6.4 egg versus like a, that's like a medium sized egg. And then occasionally we get Banty eggs that are even smaller than that. They're little itty bitty. I actually see one down there. But anyway, so do I need ducks for delicious eggs? No. Hey, listen, Cooper, I'll tell you. Coop? I had a guy named Coop that worked for me. He's phenomenal. Jimmy Cooper. Excellent guy. Look at the size of these things. They're actually really good. It took me a while to warm up to them, though. It's like, I'm not eating that thing. I'm not eating that thing. And my wife's like, it's an egg. I was like, no, it's a turkey egg. But they're actually really good. So, anyway, yeah. 251 people. You guys are hanging strong. We were over 600 at one point. Those were all the news people. You like that? You like that, Jack Watts? Jamie, bless you. I didn't even know you were here. I want black Australorps. They are great birds. I'm a big fan of Australorps. Australorps, barred rocks. I really like the disposition of barred rocks and Australorps. Australorps, one of my favorite things about Australorps is they kind of walk like gangsters. So I like that. That's cool. They're entertaining. They're good dual-use birds. Shay. No, you're awesome. Fan for life here. Shay. Listen now, you have a great life, okay? So you come back, you see us sometime. Is that like an ostrich? No, we don't eat the ostrich. Puzzleman, shalom, but I thought you left already, but shalom, man. Shalom. Prepared trucker. How much room would 6 chickens need, coop and run? Not much.
No, they need like 2 to 3 square feet
Per bird.
per bird.
Yeah, not much, man. Not much.
Yeah.
And especially when you keep them cooped up like that, they will make you compost so quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Australorps are awesome. They're really good birds. They're hardy too. When are you getting into the bovine life? We got a brother here actually that we're working on doing that with, and then got a sister who's considering buying like all the lands, and if that happens, we'll put some cows on it. We wanted to do that spring 2020, but I don't know if you noticed the world's ending. So, but we have a bunch of cows in our near area, and we have second order of effect love from cow owners. So that's good. We're tied into the bovine culture in this area. Not that we own any, but we would like to. We're just not there yet. And I was probably being a bit, what's the word that I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Biting off more than I could chew by trying to get cows on property.
Oh, yeah.
Stormtrooper, bless you, brother. Oh, cows. Cooper, the best thing about cows is that if you do it right, steaks just fall out of them when you're done.
No, and
So.
when somebody asked about mites, and generally no, mites are not extremely hard to deal with.
I gotta pay. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Talk to these here peoples.
All of our birds, because they free range, dust themselves constantly. So that keeps pretty much their mites at bay. But there are, you can do DE, but it's not the best for them. Like if it gets in their eyes or if they breathe the dust, it can cause respiratory issues, just like in people. But there are like sprays that you can use, and injectables if it gets really bad. But for the most part, we have not had any issues with mites.
Nope.
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 None.
None.
Ticks, on the other hand, ticks love us.
Goodness.
Which is why we need the one guinea.
We don't need the one guinea.
We need
Nobody
the one
needs
guinea.
a guinea. Guineas are terrible animals. Nobody likes
We
them.
could have that many more ticks if we didn't have the one.
Listen, I'll get 20 ticks a day if we can just shoot that thing in the face. Like literally, I'm willing to compromise on this.
Just get like 30 more chickens.
Right?
You're using a spade. That's the baby's toy.
It works.
Now you gotta crawl under the table. and
No,
look
the
at it.
dog will eat it and we'll be fine.
Oh no, we have possums.
Yeah, we do.
But
We've killed a few.
I mean, having a livestock guardian dog, that's kind of their job, is to keep those things away. So
Oh, tell them about the night that we had raccoon/cat L-shaped ambush murder fest. You, me, and Harlan. That was a good night.
okay,
So this is family team building, right? Because your family is your first
Yeah.
ministry. So, yeah, the best.
So we had some friends in town visiting, and we decided that we were going to go out to eat. And we get back, and it is probably an hour or so after dark, and I had not closed up the chickens yet. So I go to close up the chickens and see that there has been a chicken massacre.
And this is here on property,
Yeah.
not North Texas.
Yeah, here on property. There was like 3 or 4 chickens without heads, like pulled through the fence. It was bad.
And that's a clear sign. That's typical behavior of raccoons,
Yeah.
by the way. Beheaded and pulled through a fence because they have little hands.
Yeah, so they can
And
snatch.
they're very grabby.
Yeah. So we had chicken massacre. So I lock them up, and I come inside while T's entertaining, and I get the 22, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go look. And so I walk out to the barn, because we had some corn feed out there and everything, and it had been eaten, and so I had a feeling that they were in that general area. So I round the corner to the barn, and there are 4 little babies sitting there munching on this
Raccoon babies.
sitting there munching on this corn chop stuff. And so I killed 2 of them.
Ba-bam!
And by the time I got the 2 done, the other 2 had scurried away.
Hashtag badass.
So
If you were like Lena Mitchellek, you would have gotten all 4 of them, but it's okay.
that's all right.
It's okay.
Maybe next time.
I love you anyway.
Yeah.
We'll send you to her next shooting class. It's
Okay.
fine.
So the next night we plan, okay, we're gonna have a raccoon ambush. And so I got like this huge pile of like food, like we got like all the lettuce scraps and banana and like all this stuff.
We
and
baited 2 locations.
Yeah. So we've got all this stuff piled up, and I'm like, okay, me and Harlan are gonna get in the Explorer. We're gonna like pop the hatch. No, we didn't pop the hatch. We rolled down the windows.
Yeah.
And I'm in the front seat with the 22, and Harlan's in the back seat with the 22, and we're parked like. I reparked my car so I could have a clear view.
You're pointing this way.
Yeah.
And one of the bait piles is here, and
Yeah.
then the barn is here. And so you've got basically this arc of fire,
Right.
like this.
Yeah. And so then we're sitting post there, and T's around like the side of the
I'm
house.
over here,
Yeah.
going this way.
With the shotgun. And so we sat there for a while, didn't see anything, and so T's like, I'm gonna like make some rounds. Like, y'all hold fire. I'm gonna walk. I'm like, okay. So he goes.
It's dark, by the way.
Yeah. It's dark and it's late. And
we
still have
friends
here.
over.
They're like
drinking in our
townies.
front yard.
Yeah.
Raccoon jihad, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the same weekend we butchered turkeys. We got to talk about
Yeah.
that next. So
he's making around, and like we can say he's got the light on his, or you
Yeah.
had a light. It wasn't on the shotgun, but you had a light, so we could see his light coming around. So we're not firing on anything, and he gets around the barn and pow, and then silence. And it's like, babe, what'd you get? He shot a cat.
hold on.
No, what?
I shot a gray and black striped
I
cat
was getting there. Yeah, that looked exactly.
in our driveway headed towards the chicken coop. And I'm like, oh, you're dead. Because, so I had a...
You didn't know it was a cat, though, because it had its back turned to you.
Right. So I had my flashlight in my hand like this, and I had a 20 gauge over the top of my arm like this, and I saw the reflection of the eyes, and then I saw the gray and the black, and I was just like, oh, that's it. Boom. So, continue.
Yeah. So
if you're our neighbor and you're missing a gray and black cat, I have no idea what happened to it, and I'm sorry for your loss.
yeah. No, it was the feral cat. I'd seen this cat around property and actually scared it out of the chicken coop one night. So, but it was a total accident. Like, I don't like shooting cats.
I don't mind shooting cats at all. If your cat eats my chickens, I'll kill your cat.
Well, that might be why we have the mice now.
Don't care.
But anyway, so cat got dead. So we put that out.
Cat Got Dead is the first line of the best country music song
Cat got
ever.
dead.
Cat got dead,
So then-
and I'm out of beer. It's the apocalypse in here, and there's no TP anywhere. Well, I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison. That is the best country and western song ever. And I went to pick her up in the rain. But before I could get there in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damn old train.
Yeah.
And I will hang around
It
as long
happens.
as you will let me. Let me.
Yeah.
I never did mind standing in the rain.
Yeah. You can't let.
And you don't have to call me darling. Darling, you never even call me. Why don't you even call me? You never even call me by my name. So, I killed this cat. Continue.
So you kill this cat.
Indeed.
And then, like, you drug it over to, like, the pile that was, like, in front of us.
Yes.
And then he proceeds to walk around again, I think 1 or 2 times.
Over
And then
by
there's
the compost
another-
pile.
Yeah, and then there, like, all of a sudden there's another huge boom. What in the world? What was that?
Like, moments later.
Yeah. And, what, honey?
Bub, brave the coronavirus and sit with your younger sister on the couch, please. Thank you.
And, so then he killed, like, the mama raccoon.
She was a fat sow.
Yeah.
What?
And
Sit here.
I think as you were doing that, the cat kept on twitching.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so then I had to put a few more bullets into the cat.
And then it was on because now we had concentrated fire. And I was like, oh, it's actual L-shaped ambush time. It was so good. It's like, this is family bonding. When you, your wife, and your son are all wielding shotguns or rifles and shotguns in defense of your homestead. It's like, you can't bottle that and sell it. Like, there's nothing better. Dude, it was tremendous.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And like,
And then we had my possum night.
Yeah, and then I killed one in the dumpster. I wake up one morning, I'm like, why is the dumpster making noise? And it was the day after the dumpster got dumped, and I go and look, and there's a possum, just a possum, a live possum in the dumpster. And I'm like, you idiot. And he must have been walking along the fence and fell into the dumpster. And so I capped his ass in the dumpster.
Or you went in there to get some scraps or something, and then
Or
figured out
something.
he couldn't get out.
And so I capped him in the dumpster.
Yeah.
And we've killed a lot of things here.
Oh.
Like dozens and dozens of animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hashtag killer.
Hashtag death panel.
Yeah.
Like, don't come to the homestead. We'll kill you.
Right. Robust compost.
Robust compost pile. I wonder what people who are like, we're like organic back to the land hippies.
We're new to your channel.
And we don't believe in killing. Like, this is probably not the place for you. Like, what do they do? What are good meat rabbit breeds? So we no longer eat meat rabbits because we keep Leviticus 11, but we had Californians and New Zealand giants when we did do meat rabbits. And I'll tell you what, we got a lot healthier when we started eating a clean Leviticus 11 diet. However, New Zealand giants and Californians, we had a Californian buck, one Californian doe, and she was the best doe, honestly. And then two New Zealand giant does, and amongst those three, we were getting like 24 kits every 10 weeks and made a lot of meat. Average carcass weight at 10 weeks butcher was like 2.5 to 3 pounds. And there were a lot of them. There were so many of them. My buddy Squid, who I miss, I gotta touch base with him. He's a phenomenal baker. Like, he's actually a very talented baker. I wish he would bake stuff on his channel. He's really good at it. And he would blind bake these pizza crusts that reminded me of New York with a dog's eye. And we would trade him rabbit for pizza crust and have homemade pizza night at home. The good old days of North Texas. So, but yeah, we don't rabbit anymore. But Californians and New Zealanders are what we know. There may be better or worse breeds out there. I can't speak to that, but we've done Californians and New Zealanders. So.
What?
Compost video. Good question.
Get her some
I've done several on Patreon, but maybe I'll rehash that for YouTube for y'all. Yeah. Actually just did a garden update for Patreon that will air shortly.
She should have a, yeah.
We have adapted our garden from back to Eden, but we did it wrong, so it became back to Whedon because we never put a weed barrier down. So we created the perfect environment for all the native soil-bound weeds to blossom, and it was horrendous because I messed up and didn't follow the directions. I got impatient, as I am wont to do from time to time. But we took that and turned that basically into a lasagna garden. So we have native soil, then wood chips, and then
Manure.
then manure,
Cardboard,
then
manure.
cardboard, compost, and straw.
Yeah.
Straw and hay, and there's actually soil in there now. If you dig down through it, there's actually soil in there, which is great. After
And mystery potatoes.
yeah, and we were. Whoa, you okay?
Yeah.
You don't need that knee. You have a different one.
I turned and sucked your arm. I didn't need it.
Okay, let's do that thing where we don't knock the Berkey off the stand again.
That
Please.
was not the Berkey. That was.
I know, but that was dangerously close to the Berkey.
Yes.
Tomorrow, I'm going to get some pipe strapping and strap that to the wall.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Our goat scratching at the door.
yeah, our goat's obnoxious. Hashtag compost pile. So, I'm a huge fan of compost. In North Texas, we had 10 cubic yards of compost in a pile, actively circulating in a pile. And I say probably the lowest we ever got was 6 yards. Do trespassers? Oh, Mark Chase, you know it, brother. You know it.
And teenage girl boyfriends.
Yeah. So I was fortunate. My daughter had a function where she was posted it on Patreon. She was at statewide archery competition, and I met all of her friends, and we had ample time to just sit there and talk. And not a one of those boys would look me in the eyeball. And so we had a conversation about that afterwards. So, and also there was like the typical like high kid, and I was like, you stay away from that kid. Like, stay away from that kid. Yeah, it was a good time. And we had impromptu stop the bleed class because we only happened to get there 4.5 hours early. So we did a stop the bleed class with all those kids and just hung out and just kind of fellowshipped with a bunch of teenagers and life lessons and the whole nine. It was interesting. So, Sarah Hoskins, shalom. I was that kid in the compost pile.
Or the high one.
I'm telling you, that one kid, I was like, that kid is blatantly high right now. I'm a Zagada. I can't do it.
Shalom, Sarah.
Shalom. Hello, world. Isn't it awful, Bear, how bad boys make the best dads? Haunted, it's because you're never going to be able to lie to me. No, Dad, I'm not high. Yeah, you are. And it's probably sativa, not indica, right? It's like, you're not fooling me. I haven't had anything to drink. Good try. Right? Like, not happening. So I have a good friend, very good friend, who was in the Army, and he was a tanker. And he did two things, both of which I approve of deeply. He's one of those Army dads with a pretty daughter. And at one time, a kid came over, and he was working on his vehicle. And so the kid was like, he knew the kid was a car guy, and so he's working on his vehicle, and the kid's like, oh, hey, Mr. Blah, 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 are you working on it? He's like, yeah, hey, could you get under there and take a look at it? And so the kid climbs underneath the car, and he's there to pick up this guy's daughter for a date. So he climbs underneath the car, and his two legs are sticking out from underneath the car. My buddy takes his foot and steps in between his legs and holds him down to the ground. And he says, so what's your intentions with my daughter? And holds him while standing on his junk underneath the car. He says, you will be home at 10 p.m. and my little girl will be intact or I will kill you. Do you understand? Oh, yes, sir, I understand. Okay, roger that. And the next thing, and so I'm blessed with maybe not enough, but at least an extra helping of self-awareness. The next thing that he told me, and I thought it was great, was another kid came to pick his daughter up for a date, and they were walking out the door, and he did that typical North Texas thing of cleaning guns when the kid comes up to pick up his daughter. And so he's cleaning guns, and he takes a pistol round, and as the kid's walking out, just throws it at the kid, and it hits him in the back, and the guy turns around and looks at him, and he goes, it moves faster after 10 o'clock. And I was like, that is brilliant. He said she was home at 9:58. I was like, that's awesome. I love that. So, yeah. There are so many. What's going on in the comments here? What's up? What's up with Bew? What's Bew's problem?
I think they need a Bible.
Bew needs a Bible?
No.
Bew is hard to say. But email us, November Tango X-Ray Mike Alpha Golf @gmail.com. And we'll send you a Bible. It's that easy. ntxmag@gmail.
Why do you have them go through all that? Just have them email me.
It's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But no, because then they'll know your email and then they'll blow you up. Constitutional Carpenter. That's a great name.
It's like Saw Team 6. I still love that name.
Saw Team 6?
Yeah, remember that tree company?
Yeah, that's
I told
phenomenal.
you?
Yankee Watchdog, Shalom. Do FEMA camps exist? I have seen them with my own eyes. Yes, they exist. Sarah, not wearing green.
No, I'm all gray.
I'm in my Coombe shirt and my boxers.
Yep, I'm gray manning.
And my boxers aren't green, which is good. I mean, I guess that means I don't have the coronavirus,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So, and yes, I am drinking beer, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
No, you can keep leaning on me. I enjoy it.
No, I was looking at
Oh, what? You got to bring up my handicap again?
what?
They're not green.
I know.
Why are you looking at my boxers, yo?
Because I was looking to see if they were green.
They're not green. I just told you they're not green.
Well, what? I wasn't listening to you.
What else is new? I'm drinking beer with lime in it. Badger, bless you. Sarah, simmer down.
Been
Do no such thing.
did.
Oh, good.
People are here for the long haul.
I know.
I'm just gonna keep on eating these thieves' cough drops.
Jim, yes, we're still on apparently.
They're delicious.
Hey, Bear, any advice for purchasing first-time home with homesteading in mind? David, that's a good question. I've
Room to grow.
done a lot of videos on that. And so here's the deal. First of all, most people want a lot more land than they need. Like we have a little over 20 acres here. We use every day about 3 of it. We visit regularly about 7 of it. And occasionally we're on every piece of the 20-acre parcel. So most people want a lot more land than they need. Now, Michael Harris said, and he's right, water. We have a lot of water. We have 10 individual water sources here on property, ranging from excellent to that's going to be a little bit of work. But the point is they're here. So water is wonderful. A lot of people look at raw land with the hope of going off-grid. And you can do that. For sure you can do that. Yeah, we have 3 wells. We have 3 wells, 3 creeks, a stock tank, and 2 springs. And rural water as well. And so that's how you come up with 10. 3 wells, 3 creeks, a stock tank, 2 springs, and rural water. So that's 10 water sources, which is awesome. Now, and then we are in the process of implementing rain collection as well, because apparently I live in the Pacific Northwest corner of eastern Oklahoma, because it does not stop raining here. Oh my gosh, I'm just like, if I wanted to like live in Seattle and wear flannel and drink expensive coffee, I would, man. But I don't. I'm not interested. So I'm no Wrangler star. Can't do it.
I'm the thief of thieves.
Yeah. So, anywhom, water's good. Utilities. A lot of times you can find a piece of property with an old beat up house, but it already has a septic tank, electricity, and water. If you can find something like that and bulldoze the house and put on a cabin or anything else like that, go for it. Because if you're grid tied to start with, you get a bit of a jump. It's so much easier to build things when you can charge the batteries for your drill and your impact. It's so much easier to eat when there's food in the fridge and not in the cooler. So much easier to bathe when you don't have to draw water. It comes out of a pipe. And so what we are doing versus a lot of other people within our tribe, our faith group, is that we are on grid and we are working our way backwards from the grid, versus other people in our tribe who are off grid and kind of working their way toward the grid. And so this channel is called Bear Independent for a reason. The goal here is to be as independent of the system as possible. And we have more or less practice and conviction in that, depending on what facet of independent we're talking about. But we're actively working on water storage. We're actively working on energy independence. And those are pretty much the two big things. Grid down is the disruptive threat. We'll come back to that in a minute. In fact, I'm going to make a note of that, and then that'll probably be the last thing we talk about this evening. Grid down. Now, as far as looking for land, we had a handful of criteria. We wanted mature trees. I wanted mature trees, A, because they're beautiful. And when you're coming from North Texas, where the tallest tree is like, honestly, what, 25 foot tall?
In Texas, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 25 foot tall. Everything's short there because it's incredibly hot there. And so come out here where we got, 80-foot pine trees all around us. It's wonderful. But not only that, mature timber it's a resource for money, it's fuel, and it's building materials. So we wanted mature trees, we wanted water, and so we have water. And then we wanted change in elevation. The reason we wanted change in elevation is A, it's good to have water run off, and B, we like the look of that. North Texas is so flat that we were over flat. And so we are in the foothills of the Ouachita Mountains where we live. Now, listen, they're not the Cascades, they're not the Rockies,
Right.
but they're not North Texas flat either. And so it's incredibly beautiful many mornings to just look out and see peaks and valleys as compared to flat and asphalt roofs. And so, and then we had to have a piece of land that we could afford, and we had to have a piece of land that could house all of us, including Grandma. And so for those who are new to the channel, Grandma's 82 years old, total badass, definitely embodies keeping the old ways, and lives right up the hill from us in her own house on property. And given all of those parameters, there's not a doubt in my mind that we were planted here, we were supposed to be here. But if you're shopping for land, a couple of other things that you should consider is access. Like, we had to drop $4,000 on stone for our driveway just to be able to get in and out of the driveway. And so access is good. Another reason why you might consider established land versus raw land. Raw land is cheap, but it's cheap for a reason. And so if all you have is money for raw land, understand you're going to put a S-ton of money or blood, sweat, and tears, or both, into that place just to get it livable. So access and utilities cost tons of money. And then the downside to mature trees is sunlight. We have very little of it. And so for gardening, we are actually in the process of eliminating many trees on site selectively so that we can get sunlight to where we need it so that we can actually grow. A big effing excavator is coming, brother. We'll talk soon. I'm working on it. Eliminating trees so that we can get sunlight to where it needs to be. And so what you want in a homestead is probably different than what we wanted in a homestead, but maybe the best advice I could give you is know what you want before you go looking for it. Because we were able to say no to a lot of properties that would not have worked for us. And then, frankly, we said yes to a couple of properties that we didn't end up on because it wasn't the Father's plan for us. No. And so this was, what, the third or the fourth property that we made an offer on?
This was the third.
The third. And there was a couple that we did an offer on, but we were serious about as well. And so this is maybe the fourth or the fifth property that we ended up on. And when you and Grandma came and looked at this place, you were like, this is the one. I remember my wife came back to North Texas, and she's like, "Babe, it's the one." Listen, you're just an emotional woman, and I like all the chauvinist, all of it. I was like, "I'll make the choice. I'll make the decision. I'll let you know." And she's like, "I'm telling you, it's the one." I'm like, "We'll see about that, lady." Right? And I got up here, and I got 1 foot. I couldn't even get 2 feet. I got 1 foot out of the truck, and just pallet of bricks just dropped on me of conviction. And the Father just unequivocally told me, "You're home." Yes, sir. And I'm looking around going, shit. We call this place the land of almost for a reason. Because the people who were here, and we should talk about this too, the people who were here were excellent people. We fell in love with them briefly because we were on property at the same time. But they were old. They were out of money. They were out of ambition. And most of the things they started, they didn't finish. To this day, if they had an issue, if they're like, and we told them, I said, "Hey, when you get to where you're going, if you need help, call me. We'll come help you. You're welcome back anytime." Like, they're good people. And there was no accident that the Father brought us here. But we didn't just waltz onto property either. Like, it was not easy. There's 2 houses here. And we lived up at Grandma's house with no heat other than hardwood heat out of the wood stove for a good long while. No stove. We cooked on the wood stove for a while. The
Go get a blanket.
method of preserving food was to put it outside because it was below freezing. And we did that for a little over a month. At one point, it flooded so badly on one of the creeks that I was out in the creek up to my nipples, dropping trees with a chainsaw so that I could build a bridge to drive my truck out to go back to work again. And so it wasn't easy. Like, it wasn't just handed to us.
Let me see.
And frankly, the lesson there for us is you earn your blessings by the sweat of your brow and the blood of your hands so that you can step into what the Father is trying to give you. And I do believe, regardless of how much it might make certain people butthurt, that the opportunity is ours to experience the Father's hand. Hey, what's up, Typhoid Mary? By getting out there and earning it and busting your ass. What are you doing? Don't pick your nose on Dawn and put it on me. Oh, you are Typhoid Mary.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of learning about germs and sharing.
Not enough. Hi.
You say hi, people. Say hi, purple.
You talk to the people? Paula Joe says, "Hi, Aspen." You say hi, Paula? You're still sick. I don't want that. Get that out of here. Chasing a life, bless you. Patient zero.
Yeah, we had a wrapper and something.
Mitch Morris, bless you, brother. Yeah, because she doesn't know how to wear clothes.
Right.
She gets it from her dad. I'm not going to lie. I'm like, boots and a shirt is enough.
No, she never actually got her hair washed.
Aspen,
Just a half bath.
what's your favorite song? You're being ridiculous. Ah! Are you a zombie? Yeah, you're... Ah! Are you a zombie? No. Whoa.
Ah! Daddy. You're spreading germs. You can't do that.
Roger that, Jim. Mitch, man, you are awesome. Cooper, suck it up, Buttercup. You'll get over it. She reminds me of mine asleep in the next room. That's awesome, man. Kabooty. Bless you, man. Dude, that's awesome. Stick with Genesis. I'll tell you what. Yeah, she's still probably... Here, let's see.
She's not feverish.
Nope.
Get your arm out of my face.
You're welcome. You love my elbow. Ah! 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 Here, give me your hands.
No, don't give her that.
Whatever.
My mama's here.
Chasing life, that's awesome.
Rub this lotion all over your hands.
I don't know. I think maybe the takeaway from all of this is, guys and girls, there's still a life to live.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of, we got a lot of stuff to do. Man, I got a lot of stuff to do. Like, just maintaining this place takes half my energy.
You feel good now?
And then improving
It's not good.
takes even more. I got a real bridge to build. I've got trees to mill. I got trees to drop. I got firewood to make. I got fence to put up. We got more sheep coming. I got gates to figure out where they're going to go. I got siding to finish on the house. And then after the siding is done, well, I'm sorry, zip board. And then after zip board's up, I got siding up. Then I got to hang ledgers so I can figure out where the rafters are going to go. And then when I know where the rafters are going to go, I can get the uprights up on my porch. And I need the uprights up because eventually Passover is going to be here. And then after I get the porch done, I got to build the outhouses so that we have them going for Sukkot. And then after the outhouses are built, I got to get the rafters up on the gazebo. And then after the rafters are up on the gazebo, then I could put nailers up, and then I can get the metal roof up. And then after the metal roof up is then we got to tear off this east side of the barn and drop the pine trees on the east side of the barn so that we can get sunlight onto that side of the barn so that we can put up the greenhouse there and then get the solar going on there and two of the well houses, and grandma needs a new well house. We're going to knock that down. Then when we rebuild that well house, we're going to also turn that into wood storage and a chicken coop on the end of that. And so that's going to be a setting of 8 posts over 20 foot long. So we get all that going together. And then we still got to revitalize the barn behind grandma's house and get all the woods behind grandma's house thinned out, to say nothing of my neighbors on the left or the right of me. And that's off the top of my head without thinking about it. And so that's why you gotta love the journey, man. You gotta love what you do. It's gotta be a conviction.
Like a big girl.
It has to be 630 square foot prepared trucker. If you get after it and keep it weeded and do intensive gardening, absolutely. And so, Badger, right? And so, and I know I'm forgetting half a dozen things. And so,
Talk like a big girl. Not like a big girl. Show 'em how
you gotta really enjoy what you do. You gotta love what you do. It's a lifestyle, not a hobby.
I'm pretending
You're pretending what?
a baby.
You're pretending to be a baby? No, you should just be a big girl.
No.
I was thinking that we could eat all the vegan marshmallows.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm right.
I did eat all the marshmallows earlier right now.
You ate all the marshmallows earlier?
Yeah.
You better go get me some marshmallows.
What the heck?
What the heck?
What the heck? Where did you learn that from your mom? Recommended vegetables to plant.
What class?
Greens for the micronutrients and root vegetables for the macro calories. And
What's your
then
favorite
and
vegetable?
then more than all of that, the stuff that you eat.
Broccoli.
Broccoli? What about cheesy cauliflower?
I don't like that.
Yes,
Bull, you love it.
I don't like it.
What about carrots? You like carrots?
Yeah.
Do you like pickles? Those are cucumbers. Do you like lettuce?
Yeah?
Yeah. What about tomatoes?
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
What about peppers?
No.
What?
No.
Are you sure? What about onions?
They're onions.
Onions. Do you like potatoes?
No.
What about Mr. Potato from Peppa Pig? Do you like him?
No.
What? You don't like Mr. Potato?
You gotta get your legs right, girl.
So, what is your favorite vegetable? You like corn?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking pretty intense right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show him your mean face.
Whoa.
Do it
Hey.
again. One more time.
Let me see your war face. Hey, do you know how to knife hand like this?
Yeah, I know that.
Can you show me how to do it like this? Like that.
Maybe like this.
Like that?
Yeah.
Can you show me how the repentant Yankee knife hands?
Me like this.
Like that? That's exactly how he does it. I know, right?
Just wipe him off the board.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like we should probably... Whoa.
Okay.
Live stream Shabbat evening, and when we play Catan, just no commentary, just live stream Catan. Right?
Dad.
What?
Oh, tag.
Oh, tag. Tag, you've got virus. Good job.
Hi.
Tag, you're infected. So,
Hi.
listen, we're pushing 3 hours, so
Hi. Hi.
bless y'all.
Yeah.
I got a toddler. I want to pray over these people.
Hi.
Hey,
Can you be hushed for 1
we're gonna
minute?
Pray. Okay.
Okay, you
Be
sure?
quiet.
You sure? Okay, you ready? Can I have your hand?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. You ready to pray?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Father Yah, thank you for everybody within the sound of my voice. Father, there is extreme uncertain times coming, and so I pray that you would just minister to us, that you would fill us up with your Ruach HaKodesh, your Holy Spirit, and that you would speak truth to us, that you would guide us, that you would encourage us and empower us and enable us to do mighty things for you. Father, I pray that you would just make it clear the path that all of us are supposed to walk, that you would shine light on us, that you would... just make it obvious, Father. Make it clear, like a spotlight, what we're supposed to do, where we're supposed to go, who we're supposed to talk to. Father, and fill us up. Differential pressure, fill us up. Things are going to get difficult by American standards, but we are so deeply blessed, Father. I pray that you would light us on fire for you, that you would burn away all of the material, burn away all of the superficial, and just leave what you have fearfully and wonderfully made in your image, Father. I pray that you'd keep us healthy, that you would inoculate your people, and that you would make it clear how it is that we're supposed to serve your kingdom. Father, I ask that you would empower us to be in service to you. Father, thank you for these people. Thank you. Father, I pray that you would minister to all the anxiety, to all the hurt and the pain and the misunderstanding and just I'm getting the word traumatic brain injury, Father, and the misunderstandings, that you would guide us, that you would heal us, that there'd be a restoration, Father, that there'd be an awakening for you. Thank you for Yeshua Messiah. Thank you for your Son, who makes intercession for us. Father, thank you that me, as a busted up POS, have a way to come back to you and stand in your presence. Father, I pray that you just continue to equip us and empower us, that you would bless the Bear Nation, that you would bless Grindstone, that you would bless this house, that you would keep us healthy, that you would give us certainty in times of chaos, that you would make it clear how we're supposed to proceed. Father, thank you for reminding us that you are sovereign over all things and that none of this surprises you. Let us remember, or perhaps discover, why it is that we were fearfully and wonderfully created in your image. Thank you for the opportunity to serve your kingdom. Thank you for redemption through Yeshua. In the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. Amen. Bless y'all. What an honor. What an honor that we get to do this. You know how blessed we are?
Absolutely.
The next time somebody wants to run their mouth about how bad things are, I got hand sanitizer, a rubber duck, a copy of the scriptures, a dark beer, people that I love. Does it get any better?
Not much.
I don't think it gets any better. Bless y'all. Be the light in a world of chaos. Okay, people?
Amen.
Be the light. Don't
That's it.
freak out. Don't freak out. Be the light. There are people that need us. They need Yah. And they need to see Him
Through us.
in you, through us. Amen. Shalom, y'all.
Shalom.
We'll see you soon.